What is up? Good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects of the life. Thanks for joining in tonight. Welcome all Mandela Effectings. Hey, so we are coming back from the total solar eclipse that we had this past Monday. And we're still alive, right? Yay. Who's excited about that? Well, let's hope not. So,
yeehaw!
Who was that?
Feminine.
Oh, hey, for all of you who don't know, let me just introduce my guests that we have so far. Okay, we got Alice on with us. Hey, Alice.
Hello.
I'm also the lovely Pamela. Hey, Pamela.
Hello.
There's a little bit of an echo. Are you on two devices?
Someone's got to mute their.
It's not me.
It's okay. Let me see. I think she's still on with Messenger, Facebook Messenger. That might be why. We'll see if we can fix the issue, okay?
Don't, mine is muted, Brian.
Okay. There's still an echo going on. You want to just stay in the chat for the time being until we can get that? Can you mute that? Just for the time being. You can text me in the chat.
I'm totally muted.
Oh, good. Hey, Teresa, do you remember that joke you told me?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm muted.
Okay. All right, we're good. All right, so we also have guys Vault Team 6 who's back with us. Mendel, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Those new glasses? Those new glasses you got on?
No, they're the same ones.
Same ones? Okay.
I guess they look different.
Maybe it's the lighting. I do want to say welcome to all of you out there. And we're just kind of doing an open table discussion right now until our other guests arrive, okay? And Teresa had mentioned something. I sent an invite. She told me who the director was for the new Mandela Effect movie. I've sent him a message. I've reached out to him. What's his name again, Teresa? Guy David something or other. Anyway, guys, I sent him a message, so I'm hoping to hear back from him. We're also going to be doing. I'm going to be live on AM 1490 tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m.
Oh,
We've got some. Again, it'll be like 80,000 listeners, just like last time. This is the 4th time I've been on Paul's show, and Paul has extended his he's extended his hand out. He wants everybody to come, and I have a guest list on the Google Drive. If anybody wants to come to the event, it's in Valley, Alabama. I know some of you are from all over the country, all over the world. Whoever wants to come and be on they're going to have ABC out there, so you'll get a chance to be heard in front of the media. It'll be a great and fantastic event. I'm pretty sure they're going to have like a dinner, like a luncheon maybe, perhaps. Who knows? It'll be at the convention center. What's up?
David Guy Levy. That's his name.
David, that's right, Levy. I got to remember his last name. David?
Yeah, David
David.
L-E-V-Y.
Brian.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
You know, I'm already friends with him on Facebook.
Cool. Have you reached out to him?
Yes, I have.
I've noticed he's actually in one of the groups. He's in the Reality Shift Phenomenon group, I think. Is that right?
The director?
Yeah, the director.
No, Brian.
Yes.
There is someone who is on his, I'm not sure, okay, but there's someone who's also friends with him. I know him, and he is the one that has that group. So I don't know if you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that we just, when it comes to the media, okay, Trump has already admitted it. The media is corrupt. They tell stories, you know, let's just say stories, truths.
I mean,
So we just
they've
want
been
to be heard,
owned.
okay? That's what it is.
The
They're
media's
trying to
been
pass
owned. The CIA, the government, I mean, they're owned. We know that the media is
Exactly.
owned. You know, we do the best we can with what we have.
Exactly. We're not trying to
Yes.
be rowdy or anything like that. We're being, as Pamela calls it, peaceful renegades, right?
Right.
But Brian, we don't want to make any assumptions.
No.
We do not know. We have no idea what this movie is about. And it's just the little that I've done of the director, Mr. David Guy Levy. I'm hopeful to be Terry in 2011. It's a very heartfelt movie. You can't be involved in a movie like that without having some heart. So we need to, at least for myself, be open-minded, and I am hopeful.
Yes. Too. I am too. I see. Didn't you tell me that you see something positive coming out of it, maybe? About the movie coming up?
Well, I don't want to say what was in the Facebook because that might be private, but there was a very interesting post that to me gave me hope. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Do you want to describe that post at all? Like,
No,
Basically,
because it's in that Facebook.
hey guys, we just had Dr. Taryn Lupo. Hey, how you doing, man?
Dr. Lupo?
How you doing, brother? We have Dr. Taryn Lupo with us, and we have UNIROCK. Wow, this is amazing, you guys. Oh wow. Oh man, you kept us waiting in suspense here, guys. So tell us what you guys have. What have you discovered lately? Tell us a little bit about what you've done with the Mandela effect, and I'll be on mute. You guys take the floor, okay?
UNIROCK, are you set up?
Okay.
I don't know if you need. Can you guys hear me? My picture. Yeah,
Yes.
For some reason my camera's not working, but I am here. So I was just seeing what UNIROCK's doing. I have not been really paying a whole lot of attention to the Mandela effect lately. I've got no point, after talking about it for a year or so, that it's just a way of life at this point. Like, it's kind of interesting to think that something so bizarre and so weird and so life-changing can be your norm now.
Exactly.
It's not. It's not any. Like at this point, if something new comes out, it's like, what? I'm already convinced. Is it going to make me really, really convinced, or really, really, really? Am I going to add an extra really on there? I don't know. So that's the deal. Let me see if I can. I'm going to figure out my camera. You go ahead and take over, UNIROCK.
Yeah, UNIROCK has. If you guys, UNIROCK, he's been doing a lot of news reports. He's done some great extensive work. UNIROCK, tell us what the scoop is on not only the eclipse, the hurricane, whatever you want to talk about, brother.
I don't see him.
I think you just stepped
I guess
away
he's
for
still
a
setting
second.
up.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think we lost Dr. Taryn Lupo.
You did.
He should be back.
You've still got us, so.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Hey. So, awkward silence. UNIROCK, are you set up yet? Are you ready to go? I guess.
This is one we need.
Oh, there we go.
Jazz going.
Okay, I guess he's still setting up. Yeah, Dr. Lupo, I wanted to ask you some things about the skull, if that's all right.
I haven't been really keeping up with anatomy changes, but you're welcome to ask.
There's this bone apparently, actually on each side of the skull. It looks like snake fangs. Have you noticed that?
Snake things?
Was that always there?
I'm not sure what you're talking
If you look at the skull. Oh wow.
It's a big change.
Let's look at it. I'll bring it up on the thing here.
Yeah, if you tell me what the bone's called.
Either on each side.
Okay, here we go. All right, do you guys see that?
No.
I see it.
You see
yeah,
it?
but what are you pointing to?
No what?
Okay, there is this styloid process that looks like a snake fang in the skull now. Was that ever there before? Did it look like that?
Oh yeah, I did an anatomy video a long time ago about this, but the styloid has always been there. It's just gotten much bigger, I think, according to the new reality. I don't remember it being nearly as big because a lot of my job revolved around upper cervical work, and so the styloid sits on top of the transverse process. When you're feeling it, it's sometimes confused for the transverse process. So it seems like it's much bigger in this reality now than it used to be, but it's always been there as far as I knew. I mean, I didn't know that was a new thing coming around.
That's okay. I actually did confirm that also with a nurse earlier today. I don't know if you got to hear it, but I interviewed her on HIPAA. That's another thing that's come up recently. Mary Stevens mentioned it to me. She's a close friend. And what do you remember HIPAA standing for?
Oh man, you're going way back now. That's 20 years ago. Let's see. Health Individual Practice Act, I think, or something like that.
Well, let me just describe it so maybe we'll have a clearer picture. It's the form basically you sign to release your medical information.
Oh yeah, I know what HIPAA is. I'm just saying I don't remember what it stands for. It's been a long time for what the acronym is. Something about the Practice Act. I just can't remember what it is. Health Insurance Practice Act.
And I'm sorry about that. That's like, sorry about that, folks. That's my alarm going off.
So, someone on a train track? Someone's trying to train.
This is real. This is reality. I mean,
Hello.
We deal with what we're given sometimes, and
Can you guys?
you know,
hear
you
me?
guys know we're a truth-based channel. We're just looking for some truth. That's all, right, guys?
That's right. You're all. Doc, is that you over there?
I'm laughing at the train. It sounds like it's coming right at us.
Dr. Lupo.
Yeah, I can't get my camera working. Oh my God, that train's loud. Okay.
You wait 15 minutes.
I wanted to tell
It
you.
reminds me of the scene in the Blues Brothers where they're in the apartment and there's trains coming by every 30 seconds.
Basically,
Can you hear me okay, Doc?
Yeah, I hear you. What's happening, my man?
Wait, what's up, dude? How you been? Sorry, I had a hard time setting up my audio.
No, that's cool, man. So we want to talk. I mentioned the eclipse. You know, we're still here. We're still alive. We're still kicking. Everybody thought it was the end of the world, right?
Definitely.
Wrong.
Most like all those end of the world reports, we survived it.
Yeah, we'll get through this hurricane too, I think. They did say the gas prices may go up about 15 cents, so be prepared for that. Some may close, the gas pumps.
ridiculous.
It's a good thing I don't drive anymore. I haven't driven in a while. It's been a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been pretty crazy. We've had a lot of big events lately, and it's been interesting to watch. I've been reporting on some of them, and you know, a lot of people are taking their cameras now down to these events, and they're broadcasting out on public networks, and it gives us an opportunity to really see what's going on and report it to people. It's really cool.
Everybody's giving you guys shout outs, and I'm checking the chat right now. They're saying, hey, Dr. Lupo, hey, UNIROCK. Listen, it's great having you guys here. So,
yeah, thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I wish I could hang out longer, but it's a long drive for me tomorrow, so I can only be here a little bit. But if you want to invite me back another night, feel free.
Yeah, no worries. I wanted to.
I don't know your other guests, but hi, other guests.
Hello.
Dr. Lupo, this is Alice in Mandela Land. She has her channel as well.
Hello.
I'm aware of your channel. I don't think I've ever talked to you, though. It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm liking the unicorn. UNIROCK approves.
That's right.
He's going to come steal my unicorn. I'm going to wake up one of these days. It's going to be gone. And then I'm going to go look at his channel. And all of a sudden, there's going to be a big unicorn there. I'm going to go, hey.
The plan's already in motion. She knows my plans.
I know your plan.
So how's your trip been, Doc? Like, what have you been experiencing? What's been happening?
What was funny, I haven't really thought about the Mandela effect in a while, but what was interesting is I was watching the Blues Brothers today, and there's that scene where they're running from the cops, and they start driving through the shopping mall. And, you know, the shopping mall's from like 1980, so I'm expecting to see a lot of, you know, I'm watching for Mandela stuff. And, of course, they drive through JCPenney's. And I'm like, oh man, there's the old pennies. And then when I go take a look and I get like a closer look, then it becomes Penne. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, as soon as they showed the next clip, and I was like, getting my camera out, and it's like, damn it. As soon as you become aware of it, it changes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
you've seen stuff change before your eyes. Well, there's a picture. There's a picture.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like as soon as people become aware. I've had people email me stuff that's changed like in email. And,
oh my God.
So that's been pretty weird. In the beginning, it's slowed down. Whatever was happening has slowed down for a bit, and I think it's starting to maybe pick a little back up. But it seemed to just kind of stall out for 4 or 5 months and relax. And like I remember, I would say probably last February it was just full blown nuts, and then now it seems to. Whatever. I mean, I have my own theories of why it happened and what it is, but that's a whole nother. That's not something I can do in 20 minutes. But I think it was at its peak. We're just probably kind of waiting around for another big ramp up.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I think we're going to have a comeback. You know?
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. Me too. It's hard talking on these chats. You know, it's like every time you start talking, it's like you don't hear any other people come in. It's crazy. But no, I think we're going to have like a little bit of a resurgence in the people coming together, that because that's one thing the Mandela effect did. We don't know, like, honestly, we don't have like a lot of information on what causes it or what's made all of us all feel this way about things. But the one thing it did was bring us all together, and it built this awesome community. And that's why I love it, and I'll always report it and be a part of it, because it's just really cool knowing everybody and all that. And I think a lot of people are coming back around, you know.
The peaceful renegade.
Cheers to that.
I think so too. I'm really feeling that, UNIROCK. There's, you know, like with a lot of things, there is a divergence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we converge for the Mandela effect, and as of right now, it's sort of reached a plateau, but it's going to pick back up again for sure. You know, I really do think this is the big awakening that we've been waiting for.
Well, and
Agreed.
we're going to have to deal with, you know, when the film comes out, we're going to have to deal with all the people that the influx of people, not just the affected, but the massive amount of trolls that are going to come in, because that's the reality that's going to happen. You know, we're going to get, I mean, for every one person you have that comes on your page now that tells you that you're crazy, that it's your memory, that you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to have 50 more
Yep.
that now know about the Mandela effect because they heard about this movie, or they saw this movie, or their sister saw this movie, or, you know, so it's going to blow up even more. And those of us who are already rooted are going to, you know, reap the rewards of that even more.
What kind of movie exactly is it going to be? More sci-fi or more? I'm still not certain exactly.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the storyline, so I can't really comment on that.
Well,
I think Brian might know a little bit more about that, maybe.
well, I can help you out with that for sure, Al. As far as the plot goes, I want to say that you know, there's a reason why the movie is not coming out for a whole year from now.
Makes sense.
Maybe they're trying to gain more input into the movie. Yes.
Brian, 6 months, and that's standard with Hollywood. And they finish wrapping up filming.
Oh my gosh.
The canon. That's very normal.
I wish.
That it comes out.
Well, maybe we can grab if it's possible, maybe we can get a copy of that script or something. Be said, that would be nice. Now, Dr. Lupo, I mentioned earlier on the show, and UNIROCK also, I mentioned that I've gotten into contact, and also Pamela happens to be friends with this guy who is directing it.
On Facebook.
Yes, on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Like Shirley.
Yes.
Go ahead, Dr. Lupo. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I had never even heard of it until today. So I'd like, you know, I had found out about it by email. So go ahead and tell us about it. I didn't even know it was being made or who's making it.
Okay, let me see if we could find out information here from IMDb.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they give a synopsis of it.
Okay, we're talking July 6, 2017 also, okay? Their actually status is in post-production right now. They're finishing up. So
They
that's,
actually they're done because they're done.
oh, they're done now. Wow.
They're done. It's done. It's coming out
Oh my
in
gosh.
2018.
Well, who's
If
in
it's
that
in,
movie?
yeah, if it's in post-production, then it's already completely shot, you know.
Man.
He posted that he was done. It's done.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
think it's just like an individual? Is this like a small indie guy that made a documentary, or is it like a real budget in a real movie?
No, he did just a little research I've done. He did a great movie called Terry in 2011. He did a movie in 2016, The Bitcoin. It's a documentary. The person that is collaborating with him, Stefan, and I do not want to mispronounce his last name. Stefan did 2 series of the universe on, I believe it was HBO. So this is the background that we have so far. It's very interesting. And the movie Terry, does anyone know the movie Terry? I watched half of it, and it's very heartfelt. I mean, you have to be a person with some heart to do a movie like that.
Yeah,
Say-
Terry.
Oh, Carrie or Terry?
Terry, T's and Tom, ERRI, it came out in 2011, and then I love it.
I mean, I have no doubt about it. I just know how that Hollywood owns. I know who owns Hollywood, you know, and no matter how much a director or a filmmaker, no matter how much they want to make something a certain way, the people who hold the purse strings have the final say, you know? I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so I've seen these things happen up close to people. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, you know, that people can go in with the best intentions, and you know, I mean, listen, I would love for this to come out and be something that is puts the Mandela effect in a positive light and doesn't make us look like we're crazy, but
I know. From what it sounds like in the plot summary, it doesn't sound like something as negative.
Exactly.
I'm confused.
That would give us time to. Yes, it is fiction. That would give us time to. That would give us warning to let everyone know, hey, there's this movie coming out that's going to make us all look crazy. So
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I could.
I don't think we should assume that is the case.
And I'm not assuming either way. I'm not assuming either way. I'm just putting it out there that we should be prepared that could happen. That's all.
This sounds
Hope
like
for the best, prepare for the worst.
This describes every one of us here.
Basically.
But another thing, can I say something? We've also had movies that have been. We've had movies that have been look at What the Bleed, The Secret. I mean, we've had progressive movies coming out. We are in a different.
Well, a documentary is different than a feature film, though. The budget's a lot different, and you know. Sorry?
What about the movie Jet Li, the one that came out many years ago? That dealt with parallel universes.
I forgot.
I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, see, they always talked about these realities as parallel worlds as a theory, but now we know it's a fact, pretty much.
Very much.
Teresa, you were going to say something. Go ahead. Hey, Dr. Lupo, does anybody have any questions for Dr. Lupo before he goes off air? Because tonight's a busy night. We're just glad to have you for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I just wish that you know, I had more time to support your show and help you out. I haven't been on in my own show in a month or so. I've just been traveling too much, and I have a really long drive tomorrow, so I'm going to bed early here, guys.
No worries.
You know.
All right, well, safe driving, brother. And
well, I got time for one more thing if anyone wanted to ask.
Well, somebody mentioned about somebody mentioned. Go ahead, Teresa. Teresa wanted to say something. She's been wanting to say something for a while. I can tell. Go ahead, Teresa.
I always wanted to meet him.
Teresa, I couldn't understand that. Can you say that again?
Teresa, Darren, I don't think you realize Teresa is a residue hunter.
She has the hardest job in the world, and she does it with like 2,000% accuracy. She's wonderful. She's always wanted to meet you.
The residue hunter.
You just talked about it 2 minutes ago that I've been experiencing. I told Brian about it. I've had it happen to me on numerous times. I've experienced
professional residue hunter.
Wait, Pamela, can you hold on? Go
I've
ahead.
been experiencing the residue change in front of me on the computer, and it freaks me out. And it's happened more than once. Correct, Brian?
Yes.
I've experienced that, Dr. Lupo. I've literally run things up on the computer. I've found it in different websites, like Yelp. I brought up Chick-fil-A. I've seen it spelled CHICFILA. I literally watched it change in front of me, and I swear it freaked me out. And this, I'm talking about just a picture of residue that literally changed back to the current way it is now. And it's not just that. I've experienced a lot. I had Fruit Loops posted many months ago. Brian can swear to that one. And the picture changed overnight, right, Brian?
Yes, I actually can prove it. I have one that changed overnight for you guys. I will show it. I did an interview earlier today. I'll share it.
I'm going to ask what you thought about that. Observing changes, morphing. I'm going to use the word morphing. Morphing in front of me on the computer. And I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any hallucinating drugs, I don't do anything. I'm observing the visual changes in front of me on the computer, and that's the most freakiest thing that's happened to me so far. And I have no explanation for it, and it's more than once. I wanted to know what you thought about that. That's the main thing that I freak out about, is watching it morph.
If you're asking me about that, I've got my own theories that I've kind of think I understand what's going on a little better with this after time, but it's not something I can really explain in like 5 minutes. It's the best I could throw at you is realities that are colliding back and forth, but which we've talked about and a lot of people understand, but I think I understand how it works a little better. It's just not something I could really get into. Maybe another topic for another show. Yeah, I can't do that tonight.
It's okay, Dr. Lupo.
It's paranormal.
Yeah, that's another thing too, because this thing has been having paranormal happenings going on with people. It's not just about time travel. We're talking demonic entities showing up too, spiritual stuff going on. Dr. Lupo, I wanted to ask you just briefly, real quick. Can I ask you something real quick?
All right, but then I'm going to bed, so go ahead.
All right, about the eclipse, did you observe the horizontal beam of light? Did you observe this beam of light that shot off in both directions?
No, I hadn't heard anyone talk about that. I mean, I was watching it live. I didn't see a horizontal beam, but
nothing like that.
I wasn't looking at it. It's hard, when it's live. It's actually kind of tiny. It's hard to see much. So I don't know what people saw live. It looks a lot better when you're watching on TV.
I'm just glad we're all still here.
Yeah, I didn't know it was supposed to be some sort of life-ending event. I mean, one of these eclipses happen every 18 months, so I didn't know what the big deal was.
Hey, Brian, is this it?
Yeah, Taryn, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the last thing, I swear. Stacy, I had an interview with her earlier. This is proof of residue change.
Lock it in. I can't see it. There we go.
Okay, you see it now?
All right. Oh, the HIPAA thing?
Yeah, the HIPAA. You see how right here in the article it says HIPAA, H-I-P-P-A, right?
Yeah.
Rules for HIPAA. And then right here it changed the next day. Right after I did the video on it, they changed it. This is a PDF document we're talking about.
That's new to me. It's always been double P when I had to do all the stupid HIPAA compliance, and I had to do so much of that junk, and it has always been a double P. That's news to me. I didn't even know about that one.
Now it's HPAA.
Yeah, I'm a double P guy, so Patient Privacy Act. That's what it states. I couldn't remember what it was stood for.
The snowfall and the...
This is something here. I was having a little fun on Wikipedia to see how long it would take before they would change it. I changed the Wikipedia entry for this, and it lasted for about 12 hours yesterday before somebody went through and changed it. Yeah. I also had some fun with Oscar Mayer changing it to back to MEYER, and then I changed it back.
That is fun. All right, guys. Thanks for the. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay, Dr. Thank you. Good night now.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
I learned something online. I have an image of it. Is this it?
What is it? Yes, you saw that where there's this beam coming from the sun, and maybe Tammy's here. Maybe she could explain that because she's been watching the sky a little bit. And Alice, if you want to mention anything too, you guys go ahead and you can.
I saw some of that weird stuff happen with the eclipse. I mean, I was out watching it for a while. I noticed some beams going left and right, and it was weird because I had like a pair of glasses on, and like eclipse glasses, and I was laying down, and then I saw, you know, the eclipse. I saw the sun eclipse it. I was running downstairs though, and like editing my stream, fixing my stream up, and then I'd run upstairs and look at the eclipse. And I noticed that when I recorded it through a camera, there were these long beams at certain times that went up and down and left and right. It was really, really awesome looking. But I unfortunately I didn't see much outside of my camera though. I was really looking at my camera a lot. But I'll have to look at my recording because I have a recording of it.
I have spent so much time looking since the eclipse. I mean, I've only slept like maybe 6 hours since the eclipse, I swear, because I have just been researching and analyzing, because as soon as it was over, I was like, that didn't make sense. I've seen a solar eclipse and that made no sense. I never saw the moon. I never ever saw.
I read about this. I read this.
Where was the moon? The moon stood the sun up for the eclipse prom, and I want to know what happened.
Yeah, there was web pages made about this. People were saying that that there was no moon. It was something different that eclipsed the sun because you know there's a lot of websites saying.
Well, I've been deep into trying to figure out the sun and the moon for a while now, and you know, I've done just a couple little videos because if I wait to do all my research, it's going to be a 4-hour video. So it's ongoing research. And for a while I'd been, you know, going towards a holographic sun. But after the eclipse, now I'm on the road of lens array. And if you look into lens array and the lens array technology, it actually makes complete sense. And what they can do with lens array, they put these, when they put like 4 of these special lenses in front of each other, it actually makes what's behind it completely disappear, and the illusions they can create with it, it's amazing. And now that I'm on that track, I don't know that I'm ever going to sleep again.
Yeah, there's so much out there.
This actually makes sense to me. This actually fits with what we were seeing. And because what we saw that day was not an eclipse. That was not an eclipse.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into this more, because there's a lot of claims of what it was that passed in front of the sun, and that it wasn't the moon. And I'm interested in seeing, you know, what people have discovered, what they've found out. But I like walking outside and forgetting, you know, what I know. I like to make myself have amnesia. I like to like I have this chair laid outside where you like sunbathing chairs, and I'll lay down on it and say to myself, like, okay, I'm going to take away everything I know about the world, and I'm going to just look up and try to figure something out. It
your
almost
happy
seems
place.
like, yeah, and it seems so different when you do that. Like the explanation for the sun and the moon, and looking at it in a more natural way, it really opens your eyes to a lot, I think. Personally, it has. Yeah,
I've spent a lot of time out there looking, and that's what's bothered me so much is, you know, I looked at this about, I don't know, 6 months ago. There was one day that I was looking at the sun, and I could see the yellow sun, and I could see the white sun. Because, you know, people talk about, oh, I remember the yellow sun, I miss the yellow sun. I could see them both together at the same time. It was like one was sitting on top of the other. And ever since then, it has stuck in my brain, and it's just kind of niggled and niggled and niggled back there. And it wasn't until, I don't know, about a week or so ago, I saw a video of the same thing. And I don't know, it's just, until I figure that out, I'm not going to be satisfied until I understand what is going on with what's up. I don't even know if we really have eclipses, you know, like I'm at that point, like, is that even what really happens, you know, or is this, you know, just a story? And, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
weird
don't
because,
know.
like, when you take out, like, a lot of times I try to take out also just certain parts of a story. So I'll look at our world and say to myself, you know, let's take out what NASA tells us, because I try to do
Right.
that at all times anyway, because NASA's
Oh,
so
yeah.
unreliable. They
Oh,
don't really,
they're liars.
they lie a lot. And
Well,
you know,
yeah, you
one
know how
thing
I
that
feel
really,
about that.
well, one thing that's really strange is, like, all the pictures that we have from space, other than like maybe like 20 that I found in 1970, were not taken with a regular kind of camera. I've only found like 12 or 20 total pictures that have ever been taken with a real camera. And a lot of they use like infrared light and different types of radar technology to map like Venus and Mars. And it really makes you wonder, you know, a lot of people that believe in the flat earth or that believe in other conspiracies, you know, they say that there are a lot of reasons, other reasons for this, but I try not to go to a conclusion. I try to really, you know, ask myself what the evidence shows. And really what I can see so far is just that, you know, the description that, you know, the planets, the stars, all these things represent like a type of energy and a type of sign for people on the ground. It seems like way better of an explanation than what they're giving us, you know?
Right. Yes, it does. Yeah, I know. They've made some very complicated explanations, I think, that don't really make sense anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, and I think that a lot of times the simplest explanation is the one that makes the most sense. And,
oh yeah,
you know,
razor.
I put so many images into Photoshop over the last few days and analyzed them, eclipse images. You know, I never saw the moon in any of those images,
No.
you know, not once, not one single eclipse photograph did I see the moon.
Yeah, my husband, he actually said that before everything was going on. He goes, why can't we see the moon right now? And I said,
yeah.
like, I'm like, we'll look at NASA. Well, you know, I try to tell him, I'm like, we'll look at NASA stuff and see what the reason is. You know,
right?
Why do we
right.
look at NASA?
What their explanation is?
Seriously,
right? Right.
But he was like, why can't I see the moon right now? Because we should be able to see the moon before it eclipses. You know, like
star of the show.
Kitty, get inside, Kitty. You're supposed to be inside. Oh gosh, sorry. My neighbor's cat is out, and he's out.
That's funny though. The star of the show. That's funny.
I wanted to ask you guys something about that. Go ahead. Who was speaking? Shammy, was that you?
Yeah, sorry.
Been paying attention to chat.
I was remembering what it was whenever I saw it in 1994, 1995, whenever I saw the eclipse. And it was not, like, I didn't see the moon there either. Like, even though it was a partial or anything, like, there was, like, I didn't see it. It was just the eclipse.
Right.
You know? So what is the reason behind that? Uni, do you have a reason? Do you know?
You know, it's weird. You know, like, a lot of times, I thought the flat Earth community would jump all over the results of the eclipse because, yeah, we didn't get a lot of the imagery that people thought we would have. It was weird. So I found a stream, and I was streaming live. Half my screen was an actual camera recording the eclipse, and the other half of my stream was a program that shows the eclipse in the rendered, like in a 3D program. It was like a star mapping program. And a lot of people they thought the right side was real, and they were like amazed by it. But when I started to look really close, it did look real, and the moon really looked like the moon. But on the left side, I couldn't, just like you're saying, it's like you couldn't really see. So it's really strange. I was asking myself, like, why were they putting out this this fake stream of an eclipse. They could put a fake eclipse out anytime, you know. Why is NASA putting out a fake eclipse right now? It was really weird. I still don't have an explanation.
And if you know, is that why you know they're so pushing for, you know, everyone to wear these black glasses, you know, so that you look up and you don't see anything, you know. It's not so you don't blind yourself by the sun. It's so you don't see anything. So no one goes, "Hey, where's the moon?" You know.
I wanted to find a place.
I looked at the sun without glasses, you know, and my eyes are fine.
Yeah, I did catch a couple nice sights without glasses on it. I didn't really get anything happen though. I don't think.
I used my husband's welding mask, and it was perfect because it was dark enough.
Yes.
And you could change the stuff.
Oh, that's
you
cool.
know, like there was different things.
I wish I would have had one.
I was really concerned about it until I started doing research the night before, and I really started looking into it, and I was like, wait a minute, is this just another one of their ways to try and get us to not see something? And I made my husband look first. He's always my guinea pig. You guys don't know that. My husband's my guinea pig. I'm like, here, taste this. Is this food still good? And I'm like, look up at that and see if it hurts your eyes or see if you see any spots. And he was like, no, it's fine. And so, yeah, I checked the eclipse every so often, and it was fine.
Did anybody get any kind of warning anywhere about your camera? Like, they said don't record it with your phone because it could burn up the camera lens. Did you guys hear about that?
Yes, no. And I left my cell phone running for 3 hours on the sun, and it did not burn it out at all. So that is also not true.
I thought so, and I'm sure.
I left it. I'm serious. 3 hours nonstop. I left it running in my backyard the whole time. 3 hours.
Wow. Did you guys experience anything weird, like a sudden loss of energy, like dizziness at all? Like I did. It was like a panic attack that I had before my second one.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It made me really sick. I mean, you guys know I have multiple health issues. One of the things I have is cyclic vomiting syndrome. And I haven't had an episode. In 6 months, I've only had one, and that was when my friend was murdered, and I was going to see her mother right after. I had to pull over. I had an episode. I haven't had one since the Mandela effect kicked off in my life. Until that night. I was so sick that whole night. I mean, not just the fatigue, but I was so sick. My roommate was sick, and he never gets sick. He had to come home from work. My husband was sick. He never gets sick. Even our dogs were fatigued. Like, my dog Poppy, who like bounces like 3 feet in the air for dinner every night, like she was even like sluggish and not doing her usual thing. It sucked the life out of everybody. And I'm doing like a little thing about that, questioning people about that. And it seems every single person I've talked to so far said that they experience fatigue and some sort of illness.
From the solar eclipse.
Yes.
I want to show you guys something. There's an image I've been dying to show you here. And I can't tell if this is real or fake because I'm not one of those that does Photoshop. But look how amazing and wonderful that picture looks.
Yeah, it's fake. I have that picture too.
Really?
Oh, that was actually shown in the middle of the eclipse in one of the feeds.
Yeah,
like
I think that picture's. I think that picture's totally fake. I pulled that one into Photoshop, and that picture is so fake.
Okay, good. All right, that's what I was wondering. Look at these light waves coming off of there. I actually filmed it live.
Did you ever see anything like that?
No, I've never seen anything like that. Did you guys think to use your glasses as a filter? Did you put your glasses up over the camera lens? Did any of you do that?
I tried to once.
Really?
I tried to, but it didn't work.
Yeah, you had to zoom in like 10 times. Some people had some really good cameras. Look at this. Look how good a picture that was. You see what I'm talking about? The light waves coming off the sides. This one literally looks like the Eye of Horus. Look at that.
Wow.
Carol sent me this one. She was there. My friend Carol. Look at that. It's beautiful. We were 98% totality, so it wasn't that bad. We actually had totality for it's like 3 seconds or so. It wasn't that bad. We had totality. Shammy, you sent me this one.
How dark did it get for you?
Oh, extremely dark. I actually shared it. You could hear the crickets coming out. Did anybody hear crickets?
It didn't get that dark for me.
Yeah, we didn't get dark enough here to get crickets.
87% was it for us.
We had 67.5%, so it wasn't.
Oh, really?
Wasn't enough. Yeah.
We had 77. We had 77 here.
What about you? Did anybody go in the path? Anybody take a trip to the path of the eclipse? Anybody here?
No.
No? Better than me?
Past.
I almost could have, like, the way they were making this eclipse sound, it sounded like something like the rapture was coming that day. I swear it was like I was preparing, like, you know.
Well, they wanted everyone looking at it, you know. I mean, they really just wanted everyone out there looking at it, and then they chemtrail the heck out of it, you know. I mean,
oh wow.
I don't know any place that didn't have chemtrails. I mean, every single person I know of, some places, you know, professionals couldn't even get video because the chems were so bad. You know, why is it they push this major sky event and then they chem the heck out of it? And I'm right near, we're under the flight path of Burbank Airport, and we were watching the chem planes pull out of there 3 hours ahead of the eclipse event. And why, you know, the time-lapse footage my daughter sent me from Portland, the chems are just perfect, right next to the sun, you know. It's like it was perfectly placed. I will say that. Perfectly placed chemtrails. They were either to block something out or to make it so we could see something, in my opinion.
Definitely. It seemed like that for sure. And it's weird, like, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tried to get as best as I could with my phone. I didn't think to use my my glasses as a filter.
It didn't really work, unfortunately.
It didn't work for you?
No, I was feeding it from a couple different, like, public feeds off of Twitter at the time, and then I was gonna feed a camera from outside, but you know, I couldn't get a good view of it enough. I mean, but a lot of people say that the eclipse is a time, if you want to use this as a time to kind of restart your life, or you know, like the first of the year, you know how people make this, like, I think I said this last week, and you know, yeah, resolutions and such.
Right.
I've tried that. I've actually had like horrible luck ever since the eclipse happened. Like very, very bad. Well, I've had a lot of really good luck with views and stuff on my channel and subscribers, but I've had a lot of bad luck when it comes to like opposition from different people, and some people acting pretty crazy about some things. It's just been really weird.
Yeah, it's been strange. It's been strange. I agree. Yeah, there's weird stuff going on, man. You're not the only one.
Oh, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, you're not the only one. It's not just you.
Yeah, I've been like, there seems to be this energy drain at times. Not always, just at times. I can feel it, and I take medication to help me with my ADHD problem. In case you all know or don't know, I have ADHD, and it's a gift and a curse, I'll tell you, because your mind is constantly going, and you know, I take this medication to help me out with it. So whenever I eat too much sugar, it takes away from the medication. It undoes what the medication does. So I think sugar has a lot to do with ADHD. But related to the energy drain though, how about this? Earlier, I had the ringing in my right ear for about 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. Did you guys get any ringing in the ears again? Anything weird?
Actually, for the last couple of days, I've had it almost twice. I had one today, 2 yesterday, so it's picked up for me in the left ear.
Do any of you guys watch MandelaEffectAwareness channel? Like
here and there, yeah.
Some of his stuff is like dead on. Like there's some that really resonated with me, like the Patrick from the picture of Patrick from SpongeBob. He now has all these holes all over him that I don't remember.
Wow.
Yeah. And what are some new effects that you guys discovered? We'll come back to this eclipse thing in just a second.
I've just been discovering more of a breakdown in what I consider to be like, I don't know how to explain it, but like more of like a breakdown in reality, kind of like, you know, I fully, like when I started the channel, I was looking into CERN and Mandela effect a lot and just trying to make sense of everything and figure out how any of it could be possible or if it's logical. And I realized, life is not logical in any way, like we all like opened our eyes one day and we were kids, like running around, and it's so crazy how like we're told a lot of stuff in school, and then you get, older, you find out a lot of it's bullshit. Sorry to curse, and you find out a lot of it you've been lied about. Like a lot of the past has just been molded to look a certain way instead of showing us what really happened. And it just seems like the spiritual or the fantastic part of life really is present, and like it almost seems like the reality that we're taught is almost meant to craft this unawareness to anything spiritual or anything fantastic, you know what I mean? And it's just really crazy because like every agency, from like our government and our schools to NASA to like what we're like, if I wanted to send a camera up into space, they won't let us. If they find out about it, you have to get so many permits and be taxed out the ass so much and follow all their regulations, and there's no way to really understand what's up in the sky and what's above us, and really tell us what life is. And the main thing that I'm learning here is that, if a lot of people are saying that the past is different from what they remember, I honestly think we should pay a lot of attention to it and really try hard to understand what people may have predicted about this. And the one prediction I always fall back to is Philip K. Dick. He was a writer, and he said that we would, when humanity wakes up to knowing that they're in a more of kind of like a computer programmed reality, that we would see small changes in the past. And he said this in the early 80s. And it was kind of looked over. Not a lot of people paid attention to it, but it's come up now. But the thing that struck me is I don't know if he was really talking so much a computer programmed reality as, because if you think of that, it's like, oh, so we're computer, we're code. But it really seems like we're all kind of plugged into this reality, this world or this universe to experience something or learn something or just to discover something about ourselves. And I think that Philip K. Dick was right. I think that he, when he said that, I think he really did still have the spiritual meaning behind it. It's just that, he was saying life in general is more of a journey that you're kind of plugged into, and that eventually we will open our eyes back at wherever we came from and, shake our heads like, damn, that was crazy. So, you know, I think the Mandela effect is entirely possible, and I think it does show us that, you know, our reality that we've been put into may be breaking down a little bit, or leaking to the other side or something. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Teresa shared a proof with me earlier about that. You guys all know, everybody seems to remember Tom Cruise wearing the Ray-Bans.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a proof that we looked at. They're actually watching, these dancers are watching this back, you know, the, what do you call it, the projector screen. They're watching the show behind them. And they're watching it, and they're not wearing Ray-Bans. I mean, they're wearing Ray-Bans, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? So it conflicts. That tells you right there that it's changed. And that
They're
video,
mimicking them. They're mimicking them.
Yes,
Like
yes.
copying
Thank
them.
you. They're mimicking.
Yes. Except the thing
Making fun of, kind of.
still has the glasses on, and they do. That's what's weird about it. They all have the glasses on. You want to show the video, Brian?
Yeah, I actually took a screenshot. So it's on my desktop here. Let me find it.
Yeah. That's proof, and I mean, and all the other residue I found, you know?
Hey, Brian?
I just
Yeah, yeah.
update
I'm here.
category
I'm
4.
going to have to sign off, so I'll talk to you later.
Okay, that's fine. Vol Team 6, hey, thanks for joining, buddy. Thank you.
Anytime.
On, man.
Guys,
Hey, it's nice talking to you, man.
and you as well.
Thank you. Brian,
Yes.
25 minutes to go. Category 4. It went up.
That's
Got
what I
worse.
heard. That's what I heard. And see, that's where
I can send it to you.
the only thing that worries me is that's where our oil supply is, you know?
Also, there's a nuclear plant right in the path of the hurricane. I'm actually streaming it right now on my backup channel, the like a couple live cams.
More updates.
Yeah, what are they saying right now?
The eye of the storm is right over Corpus Christi, like literally right over Corpus Christi at this very minute. I've got like a minute-by-minute satellite feed up and a live camera, and the winds are insane right now.
Can you share the feed somehow?
You'd have to go to the name of the channel is UNIROCK live streams, but you're welcome to share it. Yeah, if you want to go there and screen share.
UNIROCK.
Do you want to do it, and I'll give you share permission to do it?
Yeah, I could probably bring it up here.
All right.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to find this Ray-Bans picture that I did a screenshot. Go ahead. I'll present you to everyone. Go ahead.
Okay, let me see here.
Brian? Oh, you sent me the screenshot, didn't you? Hold on. I think you did. Hold on. Yeah, you did.
There it is. Can you guys see my desktop right now?
Not at the moment.
Where is it, Brian?
Oh, hold on. I've got to hit the share button. Present.
Here it is.
Oh, I'm presenting to everyone. Okay, let me go ahead and screen share real fast. If I can remember how to. There it is. Share. There it went. Okay, and then bring up. There we go. Yeah, there it is.
Well, Melissa's in the chat. I want to say shout out, Melissa. Yeah, UNIROCK live streams. That's your other channel. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll sub you, man.
Thanks, dude.
Melissa, yeah.
My backup channel. My live streaming abilities are revoked right now at UNIROCK. Till tomorrow, I can't live stream at my main channel. It's very, very hard on me. I'm a live stream addict. Thanks, Brian.
Your name means.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. And you guys, Melissa posted the link in the chat. You know, guys, sub UNIROCK, please. Go ahead, sub his live streams. That way you can see what's going on.
Where's Meegs?
Meegs is supposed to be coming in. She usually does show up late because of her work schedule.
Yes.
So, but we are expecting to hear from her soon.
Let me switch up this.
Gosh. So it's making landfall as we speak.
Yeah, the eye is. It's been making landfall for a while, but the eye of the storm just now hit Corpus Christi. I just put in another video feed.
Oh, Jeez.
Wow. And this happened right after the eclipse.
Yeah.
But we.
And Hong Kong too. I mean, they got hit.
That's pretty bad.
Florida's getting hit right now too.
Where are you?
Storm is big.
Where are you pulling that from? That's from the.
The left side is just a satellite image. It's not frozen. It just ticks real slow when it updates like second by second. Or minute by minute. Let me refresh it. And then the right side is a guy sitting in his car down at the he's in the eclipse. He's in the hurricane sitting in his car. I got eclipse on the brain.
We all have the eclipse on the brain, don't we?
Get up there. Can't get up there.
Wow. Did you guys tell them my line about the movie that I sent to you?
Yeah, I did in the chat. I mentioned it in the chat. You talking about?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. Teresa made a joke. She says, "I hope the people in the movie are Mandela get their lines." That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I have this risky business picture, guys. This is interesting. Can I share this real quick, Uni, and then I'll flash it back over to you, okay?
Oh, no, you're good, bro. No, that's all I wanted people to see anyway, just so they could get a view of it.
Okay, cool.
I got jokes.
Guys, check this out. You see anything weird about that?
Christine Kelly said she didn't realize there was a nuclear plant directly in the path of the hurricane.
Yeah. Yep, there is.
Hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're supposed to get 30 inches of rain tonight. 30. And we have another office there. I've never told you that, Brian. My company, we have a small office in Houston. Or Austin, Texas. I wonder how close that is to the hurricane.
It's not too far, and that's one thing people have been emailing me saying, look, man, this nuclear plant's right in the way, and this could be bad, and, people have been worrying about that today a lot.
Well, what happens
and it's just,
if the nuclear plant gets hit?
Well, it just depends on, the way the storm looks from the cams I've been feeding in. The storm looks kind of, it looks pretty, like it's able to tear down some roofs and some siding. And of course, the nuclear plant is built like a fortress. So, it'd have to be really, powerful to mess with it, but it is possible. It is possible that it could. I don't think we'd have to worry. If it does have a meltdown, though, it'll unleash radiation out upon the area. Like, it won't explode like a nuclear bomb would, but it would definitely release radiation, just like in Fukushima, into the Gulf and all around that. And
hopefully nothing happens. Nothing bad happens.
Maybe we'll get superpowers like the Flash.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Then I could just fly everywhere and live stream straight from places. I wouldn't have to get copyright hits for using someone's public camera.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, they see, the thing about copyright is it's all a opinionated type thing. Now, my thing was, I'm not mad at the person, because the person reached out and said, like, look, you used some of my live feed. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of in my opinion, it was on a public network. So we were kind of talking about that, but they were so cool about it and professional. And I was trying to be professional. So me and them reached an agreement, and so we were good. But YouTube locked me up just because, they had sent a request to my channel so that I, to inform me that I'd use their stuff. YouTube locked me out of live streaming for like 2 days. Hopefully not 3, because hopefully by tomorrow I'll be back up on UNIROCK. But the person and I have cleared out everything. We've worked it out. Everything's cool. But, I have to be locked out of my channel's live streaming function for a few days because of it. So it really is upsetting that YouTube acts like that.
I imagine that's pretty disruptive. So you've had to actually stop streaming for 2 days, you mean?
Oh yeah,
from that?
man. Like, I've been on my other. That's why I have my backup channels, is so that in case something like that happens. Because I look. So when they contacted me, I had no clue that I couldn't stream. I literally wrote like a 3-hour show, which I already put it up on my channel and everything. It was about the Sphinx. I wrote the show and I hit play and I was streaming it out and I was doing the show. And my girlfriend comes up and says, "You're not live on UNIROCK. You're live on everything else, but you're not on UNIROCK." So I stopped the stream. I go look and it says you're banned from live streaming for like, X amount of time until you guys work this out. And here's another sucky thing. So when they sent me the notification, it was the first ever one I'd gotten on UNIROCK. Like never even had a single notification for anything like this. And they wanted me to take a copyright school quiz. So until I took the copyright school quiz, I couldn't even sign into my channel. Like I couldn't even go. I couldn't look at my analytics. I couldn't post a video. So if I wouldn't have been at my PC when I found this out, I would have been locked out until I got back to my PC. Luckily, I was at my PC and I could just do it. So it was just bad.
They're brutal. I just got my first hit, and they're not telling me to take it down. They're saying, "Oh, hey, just so you know, we now have the option to monetize your video."
Yeah. I have thousands of those. Thousands.
Which really pisses me off because I don't monetize my videos for a reason because I'm not down with that.
You should monetize. And I tell everybody, because a lot of people say, look, I'm not trying to make money. I'm not going to monetize. Don't monetize so that you can, it's not for any other reason than you don't want other people claiming your work, because people will.
Right.
So you got to monetize just to protect your work. And if anyone's going to get money, what I'm saying? It might as well be you. Yeah.
Right. Now I have to just so that they can't.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to. It's the only way to protect yourself.
Yeah. They gave me like 6 songs. So like I have permission to play like Linkin Park and Offspring and all these bands and on my radio station. Well, I played a Linkin Park song and turns out it was owned by somebody other than Linkin Park, even though it was a Linkin Park song on their CD. And I almost got a copyright hit just for playing that for like 15 seconds. That's how brutal this is. It's really a brutal place.
It really is.
It's always good to have a backup channel. That's my advice.
Yeah, I know. I realized that when I got that email, I was like, oh, this is why everyone has a backup channel. I should have a backup channel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because for me, it's just about getting it out there and talking and being on.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And I don't want to lose
just
that.
An added thing. It's like people like my stuff and they'll donate, so that's really awesome because it's how I do it. But that's not the reason I do it. So like when monetization gets taken or I get a copyright claim, it doesn't like bug me or anything because I'm like, oh well, it's just money. But then again, if I can't stream, that's when. Excuse me, that's when I get upset because that's the only thing that bothered me about the whole situation.
So I guess there's in the chat they're talking about the bacteria balloons that were sent up prior to the eclipse. I know I read a little bit about that, but I didn't go in deep on that. Do you know more about that? Because I know a lot of people were connecting it to the government doing the alert to the funeral homes about the pandemic that was coming that hasn't
and they're
come
giant
yet.
balloons. Yeah, they were trying to test.
Yeah.
I did a video on this, and they were trying to do, according to NASA and the government, they're trying to test how bacteria behaves in certain situations. So they wanted to see like, well, the eclipse is kind of a new situation. Let's see how bacteria behaves. So like, instead of me like always taking what NASA tells me as the excuse or thinking of some other thing, I always ask myself, why are they telling us this? Because they could send balloons up and
not say anything.
Exactly. Right. Never tell us anything. We'd never be none the wiser. So why are they telling us this? Well, I thought immediately, what if they start to see like UFOs during the eclipse? Of course, if they have balloons up there, there's a good thing. Oh, that was just a bacteria balloon, and people are going to say, bacteria balloon, what the fuck? And then, it's going to be like, no, we did this to test for this and this and this. But so
Right.
their excuse is they want to test bacteria and see if, you know, they want to make sure that astronauts don't bring a foreign bacteria down to us. So they send our bacteria up in balloons to see how they react. And the eclipse is a good control test to do and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, there has to be more behind it.
There is just so much BS all over that story. I could just
Mhm.
barely handle it. It is
That's
so
the-
hard to handle.
And that's why I do that's what, see, a lot of people, they're like, dude, why do you cover so many different types of things? Like, you do all this different stuff. And I'm like, dude, I do the stuff that we really need to look into. Like, bacteria balloons don't sound like they're worth looking into, but for them to tell us that they're going to do this during the eclipse, that's just really freaking weird. That's definitely something we should all be looking into. And there could be 100 reasons why. Like, I think honestly, it's not for the reasons they tell us. I think there's so much more behind it, you know.
I don't ever
What could
think
it be, though?
anything is for the reason they tell us, you know?
No.
And here's the thing. How do we know that it was actually bacteria? I mean, that's what
There
they
you go.
say. That's what they say.
They would probably
But
try
I
to do
don't
some
really-
weird, like, ancient offering, you know, or something.
Exactly. I mean, we take it at face value that they say that it was bacteria, but how do we know that that's what they were doing? You know,
Well, see, when
We
they
don't
did
know
the
that.
moon landing, they actually took a plaque up. They left different plaques on the moon
Sorry.
that, you know, in different
Supposed moon landing.
languages. Yes, yep. And they took us little like gold. Well, this is what they told us, of course. They took this gold little leaf, which it's the same leaf you see on all your dollar bills and all the symbols and all that stuff. They have. Yes, and they take these little leaves up and they do this ritual. And this is actually documented truth. They do these rituals. They break bread and they do a communion thing, and then they say some certain, you know, certain of this and certain of that. And anyway, they have these big rituals with these golden leaves and these plaques that have different languages. And you have to ask yourself, like, okay, so this agency is a government agency which is supposed to disconnect religion and other things from itself because it's representing a nation that represents all religion. You know, we're supposed to be a melting pot for all religions here. So they're not supposed to pick a religion and stick to it up there. And they weren't even going with Christianity.
Church and state, right? Separation
Thank
of church
you.
and state. Yep.
Exactly. But when they do, even if they didn't go to the moon, or even if they did, they were still either in the atmosphere or over by the moon doing this ceremony pointed towards the stars, the constellation Orion. And when you look into the Egyptians and what they believe that Orion has to do with one of their gods. I forget the name, but Horus. There you go. But basically, they're doing ancient, more than just ancient. We're talking about ancient Egyptian ceremonies when they go up into space. So then we have to ask ourselves, do we tell ourselves there's no connection? Like, is that what we want us to think? No, of course there's a connection. So they're doing this for a reason. And I can't believe the public doesn't stand up and say, like, we want you to stop doing those rituals in space, you know, like, or, you know, it's just strange to me. Like, everybody's like, oh, that's cool. Golden leaf and ritual, you know.
Right.
So,
because people don't look past that, you know, they just go, oh, okay, you know, and they go back to watching TV, or, you know, they're you know, I've talked about it before that, you know, they're brainwashing themselves with their phone in their hand, you know, and I've seen it even with my husband. You know, I'm sitting here watching, you know, the videos and doing my research and sitting here with my notebook, and he's there with his phone in his hand playing his game, you know, and he's lost in it, you know, and I love him, but, you know, he's lost in his brainwashing still, you know, and that's cool. You know, he's not really completely awake yet, and that's fine. But I see most of the world walking around with their brainwashing tool, brainwashing themselves still, and they have all of the information in the world in their hand, and what they're doing with it is keeping themselves asleep.
Yeah,
So,
no,
you know.
very true. And the thing is, yes, you can use a computer and a phone for entertainment, but you should also, and I've done this my whole life. It even seems foreign to me to constantly use stuff like this for entertainment, but the main thing is that it take a little bit of time every day, and you read something or you study something and just make yourself aware, you know. And it doesn't take long. Oh my God, this hurricane is exploding. You can't even see.
Really?
My God, what is going on there, man?
Oh.
They are getting hit right now. I can't even see through
Really?
the windshield. Not at all. It's that heavy.
Do you have it up on your channel right now?
Yeah, it's up right now, and it's this dude sitting in his car with his windshield wipers on, and you can't even see 2 inches in front of his. And it's just rain. It's not snow or anything. It's crazy.
Brian, I just sent you something.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
That's now today.
Earth 2.0 found in
Jamie
NASA
too.
Kepler telescope hall.
Oh yeah, that's another really good topic.
Yeah,
what was that? What was that?
Teresa and Harold are sending me stuff back to back here.
Jamie, check your PM.
Okay, I will. So let's talk about this Earth 2.0. Do you know anything about it?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Earth 2.0.
Earth 2.0.
You know, it's just another thing that NASA or media is trying to systematically, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I always tell people it's my opinion, it's this thing they're trying to do to systematically get us to accept the possibility that they're going to reveal life on another planet. Now, like a year ago, or when I started my channel, so like 5 months ago, I don't know, my time frames are bad, but anyway, 5 months ago, I put out a prediction 3 days before this NASA speech that they were going to tell us about a planetary system that had 8 habitable planets near a star, which we would all think like, that's not possible. How do you have 8 planets that are in the habitable zone? It's called the Goldilocks zone. It's where the Earth is, basically, this small area where the temperature would be good if there was water for it to be liquid so that life could form. Anyway, so I made this prediction. The next day, NASA reveals and says, hey, we found a planet. And they said exactly what I said, down to the numbers. Because they were talking about it on their own, like all their researchers. I stalked them on Twitter and Facebook, and they were all talking about this like a month beforehand. And I'm like, yeah, they're going to reveal that soon. And basically what it comes down to is they're systematically revealing more and more planets. There's this thing called the Drake equation, okay? And it tells us how many planets could contain life in a certain span of the universe, in our observable universe. And if you take, the Drake equation, it says that we should have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of planets just near us that have life on it based on statistics. So NASA's telling us there are no planets that have life on it. We've looked, there is none. We can't find nothing. We should be able to see it. So there's one of two things happening. Either there is no life around us, or NASA is lying to us. Now, personally, this is where my opinion comes in. I personally think there is no life around us. And I know that sounds crazy. Any scientist would look you in the face and say, hey, there is life around us. We just can't detect it yet. But I don't think that's the truth. I think that the big deception, the big deception they all talk about, where in the Bible, in all the ancient texts, in the Zoroastrian text, in the Ethiopian text, it all talks of a great deception. And the great deception in my mind is going to be when they try to tell us that there is life out there other than us. Because my understanding of Earth is this is a place where all of us are here to learn something, like I said earlier. It wouldn't make any sense to have millions and billions of other planets that had life on it unless, for some reason, there's just a billion to the billionth power of souls out there, and I don't buy that. I buy the fact that there would be one planet and that it would have life on it if this was a type of test for people, in my opinion. But I digress. That's how I understand Earth 2.0, though, with my opinions.
Oh, it's a digressor?
This is, I mean, this is not the first time they've done we found a possible planet that could contain life. It's another Earth. I mean, I've said it before about them setting up for Project Bluebeam, Aliens are out there and they're coming towards us. I think this is another setup for that, They want us to know that there is life out there and that it is probably already interested in us.
Oh yeah. Now, what do you guys think about alien abductions, personally?
You gotta remember the movie that the video I sent you about the little boy. Doesn't that kind of cross-reference this?
Are you talking about the North Korea thing?
No, I'm talking about the little boy who, remember the true story? The thing that we discussed earlier, remember? About the little boy who died and he was given a vision.
Yeah,
of the
yes.
future.
Yes, the little boy who
That's what we're
died.
talking about right now. Yes, if you want to bring it up, if not, then
I can find it, don't worry.
And it has to do exactly what they're talking about.
This was all before.
Yeah.
See, all before that Residue sent me.
It was based on a true story too. Greg Kinnear was in the movie. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie about the little boy who died and he came back, and it was with Greg Kinnear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I watched a video this morning, I believe, or yesterday, and I sent the video to Brian of what the little boy dreamed and what he was given a vision of the future, which is what you guys were just talking about. And I didn't know if I should say anything or not, Brian.
Well, do you think it might? Do you think it's real?
Yes. You want to tell him what the little boy was told?
Let's hear it.
You well.
You go ahead, Brian.
I honestly don't quite remember. I did not actually watch the whole
was given a vision
thing.
when he passed away.
That Meegs.
That in the future, and World War III is not going to be with Korea and all the other people that we're having problems with right now.
Right.
It's going to be.
It's with the aliens, you said, right?
Aliens that are demons that are going to reveal themselves, and we're going to be at war with them. That's what he dreamed. That's going to be coming.
Yeah, and
whether it comes true or not.
And there was this.
I think that's what they want us to think. I think that's what Project Bluebeam is that's what they want us to think. It's not actually what's happening, but that's what they're setting it up as a fake alien invasion, not an actual alien invasion, but a fake alien invasion.
That's the vision this little boy was given, and then 3 years later, he really did die of complications from what had happened to him. But he literally had when he was dead or passed away, he was given this vision of the future, and he told his mother about it, and it was on YouTube. And I did share the video with Brian. I don't know if you could find it.
Yeah, I have it.
Show him that part towards the end where he's talking about the future.
Okay.
Towards the end of it. Towards the very end.
So that is actually lining up. And I think the babies that my son said he would die finally when his was so wonderful. And they actually held a church service.
You guys, do you remember how close to the end was it, Teresa?
It's towards the end where he talks about the future. Towards the end. You have to
I'm gonna run upstairs really quick. I'll be right back down.
Okay, you're right.
At his death, because 14 kids were saved because of his testimony, because of his life, and because of how he lived his life.
Before that.
Before that.
Yeah, I want them to see what was said before that. Yes.
And he was in the army at one time. Exactly what for 16 years that he's been gone. And so that was what his experience was, you guys. That's what my demons, they were creepy alien things and beings. He said they were going to come to Earth and try to destroy it, and they were going to eat people. This is what he told me.
That's about 8 minutes
they were
in.
going to eat people. For them. These demon alien things. And
I'm trying to share my screen. It keeps jumping back over. I apologize, guys.
That's exactly what he was.
As you know, there are no aliens. They
are going to portray themselves as aliens, but they're demons. He said they were demons. He called them demonic aliens, but he said they were demons. They were creatures, and they were from Satan. And he said they were going to wage a war upon this earth, and they were going to eat people. And I was like, oh wow, you know. So that was what his experience was, you guys. That's what my son told me. And what is so weird is their son, he hasn't had his brother in so many years because, you know, he died. It's been like over 60 years that he's been gone. And what's funny, not funny, actually, it's not really funny, is my son did join the army. That is actually lining up.
Okay. Well, you guys get.
Lining up. Error?
Yep. It seems like it's lining up.
Wait a minute. Bingo.
Meegs.
Hey, Meegs.
That was a really amazing video. I've never heard that before. That kid is spot on though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, was it a dream or was it a prophetic vision? We have to discern that for ourselves.
He was dead, and it was based on a true story with Greg Kinnear. I forgot the name of the movie, Talking to God or something like that, and
wow.
It's based on a true story. And this boy literally went to heaven and spoke to Jesus, and Jesus gave him the vision of the future, which is what we were showing right now. I don't know if we've seen it, of what this boy predicted about the future.
I've heard this as a prophetic vision from a lot of different people, so that's why I know. I mean, there's so much on so many testimonials. By the way, hello, Testimonial Truth Gathering, which is Becky. Hello.
Hello.
Testimonials online about people getting abducted by aliens, and then they test the spirits a little bit and find out, oh, those aliens are actually demons. This story, these kind of testimonials.
The boy had died, and he had went to heaven, and Jesus had told him, or God, Jesus or God, had told him the vision of the future, and God showed him what was going to happen in the future, and it's already lining up, right, Brian?
Yes, it is sort of lining up right now as we speak.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely what they're planning. They have to. At this point, it's like everyone's waiting for disclosure. There's about 1.5 billion UFO videos online. I don't think all of them are fake, you know. I mean, but there's the UFO summoning cults. I mean, alien abductions like out the wazoo. Like they definitely exist, and people experience them all the time. But they're demons. They're demonic. It's a just huge deception. I mean,
that could be related to aliens and demons that were.
I'm sorry.
It could be them that is causing this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's the fallen angels, Nephilim people. I mean, whatever you want to call them. They've got some kind of very interesting technology. I mean, for them to be able to make nanotech and stuff, I'm just like, okay, well, my hat's off to you as far as technology goes. I mean, I think it's a mixture. They're going to use a mixture of, like, I don't know, whatever, high witchcraft, black magic, chaos magic, along with technology that they have to pull off this sham. And we're just all waiting for it to happen. You know, I thought it was going to happen during the eclipse because of that little Google doodle with the aliens bouncing around the eclipse like a beach ball. You know, I was like, oh, this is the day. We'll still have to wait.
Thing on your video? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Wait, which one? Oh.
You sang "Oh Happy Day," and I want to hear her sing it again. I watched her video, right?
Yeah, I was singing that all day long.
You were crying, girl. You okay?
Maybe we'll sing that, for closing karaoke tonight if y'all want to.
I want to hear you sing it. Yeah, I know you were overwhelmed by it, but you know it's.
Yeah, I wanted to report it actually, but you know what? I couldn't do that because I mean, going outside and like the masses have been trained through the media to go out there and worship that black sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Freemasonic, classic Freemasonic imagery of the black sun. Everyone's looking up at it. Everyone's oohing and awing, and you know what? I just felt like staying inside. I wanted to see it, but in fact, I jumped on the NASA live feed and just flat earthed the heck out of that feed. I was just like, flat earth fun, the earth is flat, NASA lies, like NASA's means to deceive in Hebrew. I just like trolled the NASA live feed. But I saw a bunch of other flat earth people on there and I was like, yes. I mean, it was great. It was like everybody was truth bombing the NASA live feed. For like in front of 41,000 people. It was amazing. I was just like, yeah, there's people that know. There's people that speak.
Yeah. I think the eclipse is what's causing all this crazy weather. Like the hurricane and some of the earthquakes that happened right after the eclipse. Do you think that has a lot to do with the strange weather we're having, including
today? Yeah.
And hurricanes. Do you think that has any effect on it? Just your opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's all. I mean, classically, you think of like the moon as affecting the tides and maybe even the weather or something. But we know, like, if you do enough research, I mean, this whole eclipse was concocted and manufactured. Like that nothing about it was normal. You know what I mean? And so, like, we can
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We can even concoct and manufacture the weather, and we do that using scalar waves and Tesla technology through HARP. And so everything we're living not in an entirely false reality, but we're living, under a mountain of deceptions. The deceptions are just piled up. So I don't even trust that the hurricane is actually a natural. I mean, in my opinion, like God's allowing it to happen. All of this is being allowed to happen, but that's probably a HARP thing.
Now. It's bad. It's category 4. It's like 100 miles an hour. Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I've heard this a lot too.
Predicted this like way beforehand, though, to evacuate people. I mean,
you think they would have?
Yeah, that's why I think. I mean, they can really with HARP. They can do anything now. They can cause earthquakes. They can manufacture hurricanes and
tsunamis.
Yeah.
No problem. Yep.
Somebody's got control of out there.
Yeah. So it's pretty hard to like have. I don't even know anymore. You have to detach yourself from reality a little bit once you've woken up to some of these things and just like shrug and pray and just be like, okay, well, something big is happening. I mean, they're using it for some kind of reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, I think we should all pray that these people are safe. I mean, I lived in Florida my whole life, and when I moved where I'm at now in Nevada, which we don't have no hurricanes here, I remember how scared I was living in a mobile home with hurricanes, and there were several times I had to evacuate, and I came home to a mobile home still standing, except the awning, and it is very scary being in a hurricane, trust me. I've lived through it. Very scary.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're definitely right, and that's the first thing that came to my mind when we started the show tonight. I'm thinking, oh my God, these people are about to get hammered.
I'm scared for them, and I think we should say a prayer for them. You know what I mean? What do you think, Meegs? We should say a prayer for these people.
Heavenly Father, please, we are begging you to watch over these people tonight and the next few nights and days, that they all make it through the hurricane. That we have no loss of life. Please, Heavenly Father, please protect them. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Sorry, guys, I had to get that prayer out because it's getting
Amen.
in a minute.
Hey, Teresa.
Prayers have more power than we could possibly know. I mean, really, this is coming from someone who hated her for like 3 years of my life until last year, when I saw for my own eyes and my own that they really do work.
Brian, strength in numbers.
There is strength in numbers. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Hey, Becky.
Oh my God.
You didn't say a formal introduction or like, hello, everyone.
Oh, no, I didn't know she heard me. I just wanted to say hi. I know I'm late, you guys. I wasn't feeling so good, so I, apologize for that. So,
All good.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
We missed the doc. I was stuck in a movie. I didn't want to be there.
He's coming on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no, he left. Oh.
Yeah, he had kind of a long drive back, but he was glad to be on here for the short time that he was. And yeah, Dr. Taryn Lupo, he was a real good sport to come on.
I
Yeah.
liked him.
Aw. Yeah, he is pretty cool. Oh, I hope he's doing better.
Yeah, me too, man.
On to a rough time.
So you mentioned Bluebeam. How much do you know? How much you know about Bluebeam? Is that the thing that people were seeing over the sky over by China, the mysterious floating city? Could that be a Bluebeam?
Yeah,
Project.
that's a good example.
Yeah, it absolutely has to be.
I think that it is. I think that was one of the practice runs. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I think
There's light beams, strange light beams are being seen all over the world now.
Yup.
Some of
Yeah,
that's weird.
I mean, a lot of the recent, really, a lot of the recent, really clear UFO sightings that have come out. There's a few of the really big UFO channels on YouTube that I watch that I think are, there for a reason. I think they're controlled opposition. And they have just been getting just some amazing video of, cities in the sky and all these UFO sightings and lights behind ISS and just so much stuff. It just all feeds into Bluebeam, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But so does lens array. It fits in with lens array again. So, I'm stuck on the lens array thing.
And
yes, Teresa. Go ahead, Teresa. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ears are ringing right now. Oh.
This hologram technology exists, and what we can see is the very most basic kinds of technology that they're definitely at least 30 to 40 years advanced, if not many more years more advanced.
What I read today, Meegs, was 100 years.
I'm sure.
I read it was 100 years, and that was from the CIA. That was from someone who was from the CIA. That's actually 100 years.
Yeah, I've heard that from Fritz Springmeier too. We're that far advanced, and so if they can do holography, I'm pretty darn sure the plane on 9/11, the planes were holograms, and they can do just like Affected Collective did the videos with the plane stopping in midair, and then Harmony did about how they have not sort of shape-shifting thing. I think that all feeds into the hologram technology they have. They absolutely already have this, and they're going to use it. They're just practicing. And Richie from Boston says that a lot on his channel, but on that one he's dead on for sure. I mean, that they've got this. And even really famous UFO sighting that was on the news, and it was going in a straight line. People were seeing these UFOs in a straight line all the way across a few states or something. And Richie from Boston was saying they were using this on the highway out of a car. They were making this happen with Bluebeam technology or whatever they had out of the back of a car because it went in a straight line. And so I'm just like, man, already putting this out there. We already see this with these videos everywhere. I mean, it just fasten your seatbelts because it's only a matter of time.
I had texted my daughter. I sent her a text and said, if at any point there is an alien invasion, trust me, it's fake. I know this sounds insane, but you have to trust it. She was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. I know this sounds insane, but I'm going to trust you. You sound totally crazy right now, Mom, but I'm going to trust you. Like, how do you start that out? How do you segue into, in case the government fakes an alien invasion?
Yeah, you just have to like non sequitur it. You just have to insert it into a random conversation.
Just throw it out there. You just throw it out there. I mean, at least she's used to the weird with me, so, you know. Yeah.
Well, I bet she etched that in the back of her mind somewhere, and hopefully technology can't ever erase it, and she'll know what to do.
Right. And make your dentist appointment. Make your dentist appointment.
For you, that's actually being a really good mom to tell your kid these things. If I had children, that's what I would tell them. I told that to my ex.
I try. Well, when I first woke up to the Mandela effect, I was like sending her stuff, and I'm like, you have to watch this. You have to watch this because, you know, I know she actually sent it to me first and doesn't remember it. She was the one who first sent me the very first thing about the Mandela effect. I had to like go back through all of my texts. It took me like 2 days of going back through all of my stuff to figure out who sent it to me. And it was her. It was a BuzzFeed article she'd sent me. And she's like, I never sent that to you. No, I didn't. And I screen grabbed it. And I was like, yes, you did. She's like, I've never seen that before in my life.
What?
And
oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. And yeah.
Because it means that it might be that fast, you know, that like the technology like that.
I know. We had a really weird one here today. That's my hair dye. I'd never put developer in it because the directions never said developer. And then the time before last that I used it, I just happened to look at the directions and it said add developer. And I was like, oh my God, I've been doing this wrong. So last time I added developer. And so this time I bought my roommate some and I'm like, here, I bought you some developer. And she read the directions. It said developer. And I'm in the bathroom and I just double checked to make sure I put the right amount. And it says, do not add developer. And I was like, what? And so and I tell her, she comes in, I'm like, hey, make sure you don't add developer. She's like, no, I read it. It says to add developer. I'm like, no. And she goes and pulls it out. She's like, oh my God, what happened? She's like, how did we flip-flop in like just an hour?
Oh, so weird. Wait a minute.
I know. I don't even know what happened.
Wow.
I don't even.
That happens to me every day, seriously.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. That was crazy. I know. I'm not a natural pink. You guys know I'm not naturally pink. Now you all know. Now everybody knows.
Oh no. I used to be like I used to have like fire engine reddish, but it was slightly orange hair, like the Wendy's girl, and I wore it in braids, but now she doesn't have braids.
She doesn't?
No, she has little pigtails. Moneybags did a video about that. She's never had braids.
I can't keep up. Yeah. I spend so much time doing research that I lose track. Stupid Wendy's girl.
Tracy found residue on that one. She finds residue on everything.
Of course she does. She's the residue hunter.
Oh, I'll have to look at some of that. Yeah, that really trips me out. So many people told me that when I had orange hair.
You're the Wendy's girl?
Walked in there and asked them where the braids were at, and they looked like deer in headlights. I walked in the restaurant, the fast food, and asked them where the braids were at, and they just looked at me like I was crazy.
I know. I assumed she always had the braids too, and now.
Teresa, you're awesome for being here in person.
She doesn't have braids. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, she used to. And there's plenty of residue on the computer. Plenty. Still. Right, Brian?
Yeah, plenty of residue on that one.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a video last night that they said that Shaggy from Scooby-Doo doesn't have an Adam's apple anymore.
Right. Oh, no. always had one.
I know.
He was like the awkward high school dude, like roughly, like you know, rough like teenage facial hair and that weird Adam's apple.
What was it? I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
hear
what
her.
made
What
him
was
so
it?
grumpy. Shaggy doesn't have an Adam's apple anymore, but if you look, like people's drawings and stuff show it.
Wow.
Wait, what does that tell you?
Time
What
for
does
change.
that tell you?
Oh God,
Oh, Adam's apple. That's biblical.
Yes, Adam's apple.
Absolutely.
Weird. Oh my goodness. But yeah, real quick though, guys, going back to the whole demons thing. This is we can just, you know, spend like 1 or 2 more minutes on this topic because it's so very important. And I recommend highly Joe Jordan. He runs alienresistance.org, and it sounds corny and whatnot, but guys, it has like 300 or 400 or more testimonies, written and audio, and even video testimonies from like every walk of life about their very specific like alien abduction experiences and alien visitation experiences. And I mean, like with the cherry on top, it has, you know, most people finding God through it all because they realize the aliens were manifesting just like demons, and they were doing horrible things to them in their dreams, demonic experiences. And I mean, it really is incredible. His work, Joe Jordan's work, bridges the gap really between like the whole like alien world and paranormal demonic experiences, where they're the exact same, and they go away when you pray to Jesus. Specifically, like when you pray to Jesus. And it's like when these people get visited by aliens or they get abducted, a common theme is that they get told that they're going to, the aliens are bringing them cosmic enlightenment, and they can just let go of their religious beliefs because guess what, they're being educated, you know, as to like the ways of the universe or whatever. Like they can just abandon their Christian beliefs and whatever. So it's like, why would it care about your religion? And what, you know, why would they get you? Why would they try to get you to abandon your belief in Jesus? But you know, I was so surprised to find that this was a common theme in people's alien abduction stories. It's just, it blew my mind. That was actually one of the reasons that I finding Jesus, because I mean, it's the whole thing's really bizarre, but it's worth checking out.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah,
kind of my thing.
What was that site again?
It's called alienresistance.org, and I know it sounds cheesy, but it's a treasure trove. This guy has done amazing work. He has a YouTube channel too. It's called CE4 Research. That's what the YouTube channel is called. But it knocked my socks off. For like 2 months straight, I listened to every single testimonial on there. It just blew me away. So I recommend it, if only for the interesting stories. I mean, even if you hate Christianity, like you can still get a lot out of it because it's so bizarre. So anyway, but they're all real. These are real people.
Brian, you send me the link?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up and verify it first.
Yeah, it's alienresistance.org. Oh, also Guy Malone. This guy, Guy Malone, does excellent. He wrote a couple books about his experiences being visited by demons, aliens, and giant 8 feet tall praying mantises throughout his life. And it sounds like a praying mantises.
Oh my God.
When he prayed to Jesus. I mean, it really does sound insane until like something like this happens to you, and it really does work. And so it really had to happen to me for me to believe it. So otherwise, I think I would be like, well, these people sound like they're out to lunch.
Maybe there's something behind Zorax and
Yeah. Yeah. So those are two very interesting people to look up, Guy Malone and Joe Jordan. But they actually go to Roswell and give lectures about the power of the name of Jesus, except they're so, like, they're rejected. They're so sad about it. Like they call it, what are they, not an inconvenient truth, but they had another name for it. Like the missing piece of the puzzle that like no one wants to get out, you know? So I don't know. Very interesting. But yeah, some of these people they were saying at these UFO conferences are like desperate to have their recurring abductions stop. I mean, some of these people, it happens to almost every night. And then it happens to their family. And they're like, you know, they just are losing their minds trying to get it to stop, you know? And so they're desperate. They're like desperate for help. It's almost like they need deliverance, you know. I mean, these things manifest.
Okay, there we go. It was giving me errors pulling up a second ago, but I got it to work now. So yeah, let me share that with you guys, what she's talking about. Okay.
I mean, like there was, yeah, for 2 months in a row, every time I would like be riding my bike somewhere, I would put on one of these testimonials, and I would just have to stop what I was doing and like finish the rest, because I mean they're so incredibly powerful and bizarre. Like I've never heard of anything like this, but there are like 400 of them.
400 of what?
400 testimonials of people's alien abduction experiences and like visitations while they sleep, or astral projection experiences with aliens, and they turn out to be demonic. Every single one of these stories.
Categories of aliens, like different kinds. Like, are they all
kinds? Oh, yeah. Yeah, all different kinds, even interdimensional beings, Pleiadians, Arcturians, you name it, Martians, Venusians. I mean, they call themselves all different kinds of things when they manifest to these people. And that's one of the things that interested me, because all the storylines were so different, but the main theme of all of these alien testimonials was the fact that they don't want people to be religious. They don't want people to believe in Jesus, even. Oh, it's insane. And so I listened to one. It completely blew me away, because like this guy was talking about being abducted since he was a child. And it continued into his later years, and they kept revisiting him, and it was so super specific, like what things he was told him. And later they said, we're doing this to train you, because later in life you're going to be recruited in the military. And later in life he got a call saying, okay, are you ready for your interview? Specifically told him that, you know, to come in and be interviewed, because they had been ready for him. And that's exactly what the aliens had been telling him. And it just all this, he kept getting amnesia. He kept like astral projecting on these alien ships, and they were telling him all this stuff. But it's like he'd wake up with scars from his visits and his experiments that they would do on him. His body showed actual scars. And he said no one would believe him, but later on in life they were doing this, and they were doing him so much bodily harm on his physical body that he was so desperate to make it to stop. And finally he called out to Jesus once when he was being abducted in the astral. Completely came to a halt. The whole thing came to a halt. I mean, it blew me away. Like he just like woke, like wound up back in his body, and he said they never came to him again. His whole life did by these things in his sleep, and he was ostracized by his whole family. Thought he was crazy, but he's like, no, this this is like a part of my life, and it finally stopped. Never came back again when I prayed to Jesus. So it's like, you can either call this person schizophrenic.
Was there anything, just curious, was anything ever implanted in him that you know of?
I think I think he mentioned that. Yeah, I think he did mention that. And that's a huge common thread in these experiences. They really do have implants. You know, I've talked to a few people now, and enough to know that the implants are very real. You know, I mean, they without a doubt, they exist.
An X-ray to see if anybody can see anything in them. You know, like X-rays. Or would it not pick it up like X-rays?
Yeah, they are picked up on X-rays sometimes, but you know, the thing is, we're talking about like things that are programmable matter. You know, this is where Morgellons comes in. The technology is so far advanced that we have programmable, changeable, like somewhat conscious nanotechnology that evades like formal recognition by like doctors sometimes, but sometimes not. But sometimes they can. Sometimes the implants are actually so small that they're made to not be picked up on MRIs. But sometimes you can find them. But also they
like microscopic, like tiny.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Microscopic. They're so small that they wouldn't show up.
That's exactly right. And but sometimes they do show up. People will find them in their body and take them out, and they'll change shape. And I've I mean, I've talked to a few people where this has happened. Yeah, we're talking about programmable matter.
They disintegrate.
Yeah, we're talking about very real technology that changes shape after you take it out. It'll feel a certain way under your skin.
It can move. I mean, they've the implants, when taken out, have continued to react to EMF waves or magnets, and they can change shape. They can move locations just with EMF waves. They've been seen to disintegrate, to completely disappear. It's crazy, the things that they've seen implants do. There was a doctor who worked with them who found them, removed them, did testing on them. He was here just like 15 miles from where I live, and he just died a couple of years ago. But he did probably the most work on them that anyone has done, and his name is escaping me right now.
I would love to hear who that is.
Yeah,
I've been
researching. Yeah, I can email you some video links about him. I'm just forgetting his name right now.
I'm going to talk their head off so they don't want me.
What?
Hey, let me ask you guys something.
I said I would talk their heads off so they
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
well, I actually know about all that too, but you know.
Yeah, Becky.
But I think I'm gonna kind of wait to speak on things a little further. But I will say there is some truth, deep truth, and there's even people taking these things into their providers to be looked at even further, and the providers are like, those are a group of cells, don't know what they are though. So just stories like such as that, and it's really happening. So I'm just gonna be real general to a degree about it now, but I'm gonna concur.
Yeah,
it's happening. It really is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really, we're talking about like synthetic, this is man-made substances with the man-made coupled with fallen angel technology. I mean, we're talking about people in the military and government and even universities around America channeling. Basically, you can think of it as talking to demons, or channeling whatever to develop and to implement this technology to put in eventually at some point. And you can look up Morgellons tests. I'm not, who knows beyond the shadow of a doubt what all this really is, but Morgellons is a great place to start looking, and so you can do a Morgellons test to find that we do all have this nanotechnology, the seeds of it, in our own bodies lying dormant. And so select portion of the population, it does react and it does turn into something.
They just might be rejecting it, you know. It may be
right.
that's showing up is that their bodies are rejecting it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us, we may just not be rejecting it.
Oh wow.
Exactly.
But in some people's cases, it could take something pretty severe to like have their bodies reject it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right.
So, and I mean like a severe type of reaction to something else, like say, you know, they've developed an allergy at some point severely, and then their body, in essence, with that allergy in conjunction with that, then here come these things that it's like, what is this? You know, or whatever. So, but yeah, something is going on. There is another form of technology in play, you know, so it's yeah. Yeah.
Diane Bowden in the chat was saying it's Dr. Lear or Lair.
Dr. Larry, yeah. I'm just sending you a really great documentary on him right now, Meegs.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I haven't heard of him before, but I've been watching this from Dr. Sophia. I think she's a doctor, but Sophia Smallstorm. Have you heard of her?
No.
I was gonna take a look at some of that, and it wouldn't open up, but.
She has blown me away, connecting Morgellons nanotechnology to programmable matter, which can basically shift and change on a molecular level to like heavy metal plaque-like objects. And even the craziest stuff, we're even finding that there's like 10 substrains of it, and it can manifest as insects in people's bodies. Manifests as metallic objects or insects or fibers or crystals that light up and glow and emit their own light. I mean, there was a video with someone emitting, like shedding their chin that were glowing pink and purple.
Wow.
This is the kind of crimes against humanity that we're dealing with. This is a crime that we're all breathing this stuff in that can manifest in these different ways, you know, in our, they could be like fibrous or crystalline or whatever, but they're all this nanotechnology. And if you don't think they're getting in our brains, you're sorely mistaken. That's heard on the Kev Baker show. They had Eric Karlstrom talking again about gangs, talking about the Mandela effect. Everyone should check this out. This is one of the most recent Kev Baker interviews, but they were talking about the Mandela effect and how the Morgellons technology was probably the cause of the Mandela effect, like messing with people's memories, because that stuff is getting in our brains, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Happy to hear them talking sense a little bit.
Yeah, they're stressing brains a lot with this music. You know, like, and not only that, poetry, like the night before Christmas poems settle down their brains for a nice long winter's nap.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that's a great change to bring up.
Teresa on that one. I think the credit goes to Teresa on that one.
I found it and I was like, what the heck do they still
So bizarre.
And not to mention that one song by Train. The front lobe of the left side brains. You know, that's...
Left side brain. Now they say brain.
Oh, wow.
Listen to the song, Train.
I haven't heard of that change yet.
I can play it real quick. It's just a short 5-second clip, so it shouldn't get flagged.
You're screwing with the brain.
There's a message in all of these changes. I mean, they're stunning that they're such like dumb things changing, you know, like seemingly insignificant,
Right.
They really do all kind of have a message. You know?
Well, you know, it brings to mind real quick. I saw somebody talk about the dash in between Warner Brothers showing up, and it didn't have one, and so they broke it down like, you know, play on words. Warn our brothers.
See, I didn't think about that. Oh my God.
Right. Yeah. Like warn our brothers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's just one. That's just one. Yeah.
That's what I would personally encourage everyone to do, whoever listens to this. Warn your brothers, guys. Don't be ashamed to tell people that this is happening, because the truth will stand for itself.
Yep.
Oh boy. Awesome.
I love all your tabs, Brian.
Listen to this.
Your lipstick stains on the front lobe of my left side brains.
You guys heard that, right? He said brain. That's just so weird. He said brain, and I showed proof for that. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
What did it used to say?
Huh?
What did it used to say?
It's another F that's gone.
Front lobe of my left
Taking the F's.
Gosh, that's so weird. What is the left portion of the, like, your left brain? What, that's not creativity, that's like mathematical thinking.
Yeah,
like
that's your logic. Your logic.
Yeah. Your logic.
Oh
Your
my
logic and reason. It's your logic and reason.
I'm gonna ask you guys.
No, that would not make sense in a song lyric. Like, you kiss my logic side of my brain. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
Unless they're telling us to kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Rena, what was your question?
Go ahead, Rena.
So I was listening to Dean Martin today, and Ain't That a Kick in the Head came on, and I was like listening to it, and whatever, I was singing along with it, and I'm looking at the lyrics on the screen because it's one of those videos that has the lyrics. You know, it's Ain't That a Kick in the Head, right, throughout the whole song, and even at the end, Ain't That a Kick in the Head, right, at the end, but it's actually Ain't Love a Kick in the Head. It's not that anymore. The only time it is the beginning. Do you guys remember love or kick? Or that? Love or that?
Both.
It's both for you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember it as having both in the song.
Wow.
I thought it was that the whole time. For me, it's always been that. And there's all these covers of that. And I'm like, wait a second. But I'm hearing it like change. I'm like, he's actually saying love. I'm like, wait a second. I don't know.
Ain't
like
love
one of those.
it or ain't that? That's what you're saying?
Yes. What do you guys remember?
I'm trying to find it right now so you can hear it.
I don't remember love.
Oh wait, he just said it.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head?
Yeah, in the beginning he says it, but then at the end of the song, he says love instead.
We used to play this like 100 times a day in the coffee house that I managed for years. I mean, I've heard this song like a million times.
Me too. That's the thing. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, why did it change for me? And well, here's another one too. Elvis, when he gets to the part of Always on My Mind. How do you guys remember this? And this one freaked me out last night because I was, you know, my fiance was gone. I was home alone, so I was like, oh, now it's personal. So it goes, maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely. What is it?
Hang on. After I just never took the time.
Nights.
You were always on my mind.
Nights. Yeah.
Nights.
Like nights. Right?
It's times. But those lonely, is it times or nights?
Wait, all right. Hold on. Let's see.
I'll play it.
I thought it was nice.
Tell me what it is.
I did too.
Tell me what you think.
Night. It had to be night.
Oh, wait.
I thought it was nights,
It
man.
sounds like it would have been
I'm
nice.
pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was. But now it's times.
All those lonely
Times.
times. Yeah, that sounds awkward. Lonely
I could have
times.
sworn it was you are always on my mind. No?
You were always. No,
Was it you were?
Because
Yeah,
that was a big. That was a big song in my favorite movie of all time. He died with a falafel in his hand. They have, yeah. For me, it was always were. You were always on my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like if you're always like are on my mind. You are that's like your stock. It's like you're not thinking back. You're not like
Okay,
it's not
reflect.
reminiscing, reflecting as much as romantic.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not 100% on that one. That's one of those songs that I can't really vote on that one. It's like, do I vote Republican or Democrat? I don't know.
It's all good. No, I was just trying to think it through and process with you guys. So.
But
I
everything seems to be.
think you're Green Party on this one, Brian.
Huh?
But with these things, though, yeah, but I believe you. If you heard it as R, because everybody hears everything differently. So even some people have told me they remember the Rolling Stones is you can't always get what you want, but they remember you don't always get what you want. And I found plenty of people that say it like that, and I'm like, okay, there's still information left behind. So if you're coming from a different aspect, so there's different. It's completely like no one's word is authority. That's the weird thing. Like anything can happen. It's the scariest thing.
Right. It's
so crazy.
There is no right answer.
Right.
Well, to what it is now is the correct answer, but for these people, like that's not how I remember it. And music is one of the most closest things to remember. And there are misheard lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, that's the difficult part is
And you're just like, wait a second.
all the time.
Oh man.
Rena.
It's weird to hear other people's residual, like what things are effects for other people that you don't agree on.
Yeah.
It's weird to, like, okay, for instance, I forget who was saying this, but somebody was like for sure saying that there, as in the ownership there, was always THIER. I've actually heard that from a few different people. Yeah, like a few different people are saying this.
I before E except after C. Right?
But like people were like swearing that that's what this was, and I was just like, whoa. I mean, maybe like in there. I don't.
I mean, I before E except after C. Doesn't everyone remember that rule? Wasn't everyone taught that rule?
I don't think rules apply anymore. They don't apply to anything anymore.
No rules apply to anything anymore.
There are no rules anymore. All the rules got burnt a while ago.
Like people
Rules
remember
went up in
disguise being
flames.
spelled with a Q instead of a G. Like multiple people said that, and I'm just like, well, that's not right, but that is right for them. And I found residual for it being always spelled with a Q.
Wait.
How did you guys spell delusional? Because I know people that spell it DILLUSIONAL.
What? There's so many wrong letters in there. I can't even talk about it.
Yeah, we're both cringing over that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I found it in really old medical books, a few of them, and I was like, that's really strange. And it's using really like big terms. I'm like, why would they miss this up with, you know what I mean? It's strange. It's very strange.
That's great.
Well,
Residual, if you can find it written in a book, in a medical book.
In a medical book at that. Yeah. Medical book.
It was all about mental illness too, and it was talking about delusional.
That is hysterical. I mean, just saying that delusional was misspelled in a medical handbook.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Only at the way bottomest of the rabbit hole does this exist, Do these conversations exist?
I think I'm pretty much on that level. I'm like at the very bottom. I can barely see any light.
Yeah. It's kind of cool to just say like absolutely nothing would surprise us at this point,
Right. I know. I know it's impossible to shock me at this point. There's nothing that could surprise me. I mean, I could walk outside and like everything could shatter like glass, and I'd be like, okay, so that's what we're doing today. All right. Okay.
Continuing on.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Honey, get the dustpan.
Oh hey.
We got a mess out here.
We got a real mess here. Another fine mess we're in, right?
Exactly.
The Jewel song "Will Save Your Soul" keeps flipping back and forth over the years from souls to souls. James.
Oh wow, for sure.
I remember the name of the song is "Who Will Save Your Soul," right? And she says souls in the song now. Who will save your souls? Yeah.
It was always, I thought it was always souls. Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to find that one for you guys? And play
So there's an S that ended up there now?
I remember.
I thought it was soul.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like, who will save your soul?
Yeah.
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 Wasn't there another change in that song too, or another Jewel song? Oh, I forget.
There was. Yeah, I remember something about that.
Look at the lyrics. It says soul. You guys heard that? Look at that. It says.
See?
But she sang it with the S.
Yeah.
See, now this is another one that makes me go, what are they trying to say here? You know?
Well, that's like the
Will save
private
your
eye
souls?
thing. Let's look at that maybe. Yeah.
Why are they talking about saving souls? You know?
Private eyes are watching you, right?
Jesus can do that.
Yeah, but that other line that it was like, it's watching your lies, and then it was like, he's watching.
Oh,
It flipped for me like that.
I mean, I thought. Listen, guys. I don't know if you've ever rearranged the letters. I do that a lot with my ADHD, but I rearrange aliens. Looks like AI lens.
Oh, interesting.
Oh gosh. Oh, I gotta write that down.
We know. I mean, we know like.
Do you guys remember about the Depeche Mode?
Stuff like they love that kind of stuff. You know, that matters to them.
It does. It really does.
They're
Yes,
watching.
Private eyes, they're watching you. And see, in my reality, it was private eyes are watching you.
Private eyes are watching. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But what about the next part? Let's see.
Oh, was there another? You said there was another change, right, Becky?
Yeah, let me look. That I heard. We heard it audibly. Is Teresa still there?
Yeah, she's still here, right, Teresa?
Okay.
I'm trying to sing the song.
Teresa, do you remember it? Like, remember when it did that for both of us?
Yeah, it's weird. You think it'll do it again?
I don't know.
they
We'll
changed
see.
before
Let's
your
see. I
eyes?
don't want to get like too much. You know, we got to be careful with how much we play. But
I can play like maybe 10 seconds. Yeah, so
Oh my God.
all right, it would have been right at that next part. It where he goes to say a little bit after, and then it's like it. Oh man, I was trying to look at the lyrics. Let's see.
If we ever all do get together in person, we could make like a Mandela affected songs DJ set. Like there's enough of them now. Like it could just be like one.
and they're picking up a lot of these 80s songs, like Michael Jackson.
Right. I know.
I'm wondering what other Michael Jackson songs have changed after Smooth Criminal changed.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
You guys are.
They had a marathon.
Well, the part would be a little bit later, a little bit further down when it's like something after the lines, watching you blowing the. Okay. They're what? All right. Let me look. It's after that a little bit, I think.
Okay. Oh wow.
It's wherever it says it's watching your lies or something. It was like he's watching your lies or something like that.
Oh, that's. I think that's.
Yeah, we both heard it. Right?
We both heard it say he, like sing he, but it said it, but he said they sang he. And then that next morning, I checked it again and it was like it said it sang it, and then it sang he, and then it went back to it, and I was like, oh my goodness.
That's a personal message for you. I had that with the eye in the sky. It said the eye in the sky, I'm the eye in the sky looking on you over and over and over. And I'm like, it doesn't say at anymore. And so I was like, oh my gosh. But then it went back to at you. But it was like, what you had is something directed to you. So that's,
Rita, I experienced
really
that one too.
Oh, wow.
I experienced that one with that same song, Rita. Because
with the on you?
With that same song, because I was like freaked out because I was like making my husband listen, because we both know that song because we're you know, we're both, you know, of the 80s, and he was like, no, that is absolutely wrong. And then like 2 days later we're in the car and it comes on the radio and it's back to how it was, and we just like both looked at each other with like that
this song will do that.
Oh my God face.
Keep watching it. It's trying to change it. It's trying to, but it's a vortex song. It keeps flipping back and forth. So I'm so happy that you say that you heard it that way, because I was like, am I going mad?
No.
I was like, this switched on me. I hear him say on you. It completely changed the song.
Yeah, and that one, like, just the message of that song, like, is always, you know what I mean, because what that song is talking about, you know, like that song is talking about, you know, some people think it's about God, some people think it's about, you know, another race watching us, some people think it's about, you know, an alien race watching us.
Kind of stuff.
You know, so
it's scary though. When you hear it and you're like looking on me specifically, okay, all right.
Right, exactly.
What do you guys think about this one? And I heard this. I'm a huge Depeche Mode fan, and so this freaked me out. I was like, okay, personal Jesus.
I didn't know there was any changes. Oh, I listen to that song all the time. I didn't realize there was a change.
All right, maybe it didn't change for you, Deb. And there's so many people that remember them saying, pick up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. And now he says, lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer.
Oh my gosh, lift up is changing in the Bible too.
Can you go back a minute?
Verses where they're saying like he lifted up himself, blah blah blah. It's so clumsily written. They're definitely like going after that in the actual Bible. Like,
The song that talks about, you know, personal Jesus, I mean, obviously it's not, you know what I mean, but the fact that it says lift up the receiver, lifting and picking something up are different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stunning. That blows my mind. That's changing in the Bible too.
Yeah.
Like,
it took, you know, and it was like, I couldn't find any covers of it, but it finally opened up and I found all the people that sang, pick up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. And I was like, oh, and it just kept coming and coming, and then it stopped. It was like it was messing with me. Like the internet was twirling and it wouldn't work, and then all of a sudden it just stopped.
oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that song with like a cringy face on, but like I mean, I like Depeche Mode too, but since being born again, I'm just like, no, I can't listen to that song anymore. Anyway,
all right, Brian, I sent it to you. I sent a little screenshot of those lyrics and underlined where it was. So
in the private eyes part?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I just went ahead and found that screenshot. Yeah.
And speaking of like AI and stuff like that, I mean, we talk about people having like computer issues a lot. You know, I'm very fortunate that I'm keeping my fingers crossed here. Everything's been going pretty well tonight. Are you guys there?
I keep thinking like,
yeah, I'm looking at this. So that's what it was, and then I'll move on. It was like it goes when it's watching for lies. So it said when he's watching for lies.
Oh wow, what?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that was so the lyrics had still said it, okay, like through the song, but they sang he. That's what it was. That's what me and Teresa heard that night.
Oh my God,
we were
really?
like, whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did it flip back, you're saying?
Yeah, it kept flipping. Like it flipped for me the next morning. We heard it continue to say he, right, Teresa? Like them sing it that way.
It's weird, just like a few months back when I was listening to California Dreamin', I couldn't even begin to play.
I hear it.
And I listened to it like 5 times, the song. And then that night when I got home, it changed to begin to pray.
Yeah,
So
it
you-
sounded like it then. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. But you're saying it for a second there, it flipped to he, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you both heard that?
Say it again.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, I believe you because I have played that song, like
Wow.
you pointed out, the heaven or hell changed to heaven and hell for a minute there with
Oh, California.
Hotel California.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
This could be heaven and this could be hell.
That part, Brian?
You want me to play that? Just that one part?
Yeah. Do that one part. See if it flips back.
All right.
I felt that one. Yeah, that one freaked me out. You know the part, right? There were voices down in the corner.
Let's see. How far down is it, you think?
I heard that actually. You know, it's funny you bring that up. I was listening to that one day, and I recorded it. Like I recorded singing along to it because it tripped me out when I heard it. I heard it. So
Yep.
yeah, the other day. Hmm.
I'm trying to find it.
I heard it too.
It's definitely not always
Yeah,
been,
this could be heaven
this
or
could be
this could be
heaven
hell.
and this could be hell. That's so silly.
I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. There it is. To myself, this could be heaven. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be.
Did you guys hear that?
Uh-huh, it said and.
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
That it is. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, that one freaked me out.
Uh-huh. I'll have to go back and listen to my own recording that I did the other day as well. That's, oh, wow.
Isn't that, I mean, really going back to what the powers that be study and believe, and I'm talking about the Freemasons. I mean, they talk about having heaven on earth. I mean, in a lot of their, you know, doctrines of law, they, you know, like as above, so below. They even like the Gospel of Thomas and stuff, they want you to think that like heaven's inside you. They want, you know, and in Freemasonry, you have to, you know, your good deeds are weighed with your bad. You have to balance out your good deeds and your bad deeds. It just seems like that's like a notable change that goes along with this whole, like, I don't know, combining of things. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You know, and then I don't know, the crazy one I had just come across, I don't think it's changed in the way that he's singing it, but in the lyrics of the title, you know how like Sweet Dreams are made of these, but the title says this now? All right, so I'm flipping, but I'm flipping through the music and I found one with Rod Stewart and it was like, it says Daya, Daya, Think I'm Sexy for the official video title, and then right under it, it's like Do Ya Think, and then another one, it's like or Do Ya. It's so messed up.
Yeah, I had something similar. Like, what do you want from me? It's not what do you want from me anymore. You know, Adam Lambert. It's what do you want from me? It's got the.
Oh wow.
What do you?
That's
tell me about the word worser, Brian. Remember the one I found, worser? That's not
worser.
a word.
No.
Yeah, worser. It's my favorite word, and now
Worser's
it really
in the
is a word.
dictionary.
No, that's even weirder than beeves. The plural of beef. The unnecessary.
Brian,
What do you want it?
I found that, and I'm like, really? And I thought, because I was saying the word, and I used to get made fun of that wasn't a word, but guess what? It really is a word now.
I think I said something like that, and you guys told me, somebody told me, well, it's really a word, because I was just messing around. I was like, you know, just saying something and you know, totally knowing that's not proper grammar, but just, you know, being silly about it. And y'all were like, well, that's really a word.
Wow. Right, Brian?
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring up about the period. Remember the period?
Yeah. This one's gonna blow everyone's mind here. It blew my mind. Teresa, I'm glad you brought that up. Look at this. Worser, I cannot hate thee worser than I do. Now I'm
What? No.
yeah, worser.
No, come on. No.
I've never seen that in my entire life. That's so
Meegs,
silly.
come on.
Oh, it's archaic.
We always
Meegs,
say worse.
You back me up on this, right, Meegs?
Not worse and
Worser
worse,
is
right? You guys know that phrase.
yes.
Worse.
Worse
like,
and worse.
Like
Yes.
for instance, the hurricane is getting worse and worse.
Right.
We don't say worser.
Right.
Worser.
Nothing gets worser.
We
No.
got in trouble for saying that in
Right.
school. You know, you
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that really grinds my gears. I can't stand this messing around with words.
I know.
There
If my
has to be
if my
rules.
daughter would have said worser, I would have been like, oh, go get a dictionary and look up worser and tell me if that's a real word.
Right. Oh,
You know?
If it's what's it trying to say? War? Like emphasizing on war? Maybe I don't know. You know, worse or.
Now they're trying to change laws, just like the devil said
Right.
that they were going to do in the Bible. Daniel.
Oh yeah.
Now they're making two spaces utterly wrong.
Right.
Oh, sure.
After a period. Huh?
Yeah.
Ask me about how many spaces after.
How many spaces after a period, guys? Let's take a vote. How many spaces after a period?
Just one.
I only know one though. Like
I've
I would
always
only space one. Yeah.
I always space two because it automatically gives you a period and it capitalizes your first letter of the next sentence, for one thing. But I learned in typing class 101 and when we first started word processing in the 80s, like
Yeah, me too.
I remember two spaces after a period.
So do I.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always done one. I've always done one.
Oh man, that is so left. That's like trying to bowl left-handed. I mean,
Really?
for me it is.
Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll out in the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, poll. Let's take a poll.
That's
Two
the
spaces or one, guys. It doesn't
period
matter.
After one space after a period, guys, or two spaces after.
Oh
a
my
period.
God! Wow.
Two spaces.
Two spaces.
Wow.
I took typing too, and I'm really trying to reflect back on that class. You know, it was like they
Wow,
taught
really?
you. Yeah, they.
Oh, I'm reading in the chat.
No,
Sorry.
right. Yeah.
Two spaces. Wow, really? Everyone's two spaces. Okay, Ted's
One
one.
space. What?
It's getting worser.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, we're getting two spaces.
Yeah, there's some two spaces for sure.
Back in the 80s when I went to technology school.
Yeah.
And this was I was taught two spaces, and this was like 82 to 84.
Mm-hmm. And what's the big ME on that one? That there's it's been like that since the 50s.
There's another one. Diane Bunn says two spaces. Go Diane.
Huh.
Hi, Brian.
James C says, "Can I propose a question topic? What if the Mandela effect is a government-controlled psyop to gauge who is open to being controlled?" Yeah, that's possible. Very possible.
It's a psychological operation, but it's real. It's really happening.
Right.
When people say psyop, it can easily be dismissed as
It doesn't make it not real. Right.
Very, very real.
Right.
James C.
It's a gaslighting phenomenon too.
Right. Exactly.
Place to make us go think we're going crazy, but to other people.
Oh my God.
Guys.
What'd you say?
Weed it out. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, like obviously the technology didn't work on us, which makes me feel pretty darn special. that's kind of cool.
They keep throwing paranormal stuff at us to see how we react, and if they can break us.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
guys.
Break us.
Okay, this is insane. Everyone, look up Trevor Noah. It says Trevor Noah 825. He recently talked in his little skit. He took over for what is it? Not Colbert, Jon Stewart. He's the new Jon. He and like, what was it, yesterday or today, he made a joke about the Bible changes, and he said Revelations with an S right afterwards, referencing directly the book of Revelations, except it's Revelation now. But it's like, they know. Well, he made a joke about the Bible changing. Like, it's like, he actually said that in a broadcast to, like, all of the world. You know what I mean? Like, this is very pointed.
Wow.
They're like, they're directly making fun of us.
On the Daily Show. Wow, that's yeah.
Everybody
I wonder who remembers
Wow.
Revelations versus Revelation. I have handwritten note in my Bible where I wrote out Revelations with an S.
I thought it was Revelations, and see, I'm not a Christian. And then when I went to put it in my Eclipse video, and I looked it up online to make sure I was saying it right, and I'm like, oh, I'm wrong. You got that already? And so I put Revelation in my video.
Totally with Revelations.
I have a search where when I looked it up, it said, "What made you want to look up Revelations?" Would you guys want me to like send Brian that picture so you can put it up, or it's weird, it's creepy.
That's a good one.
I can find it.
There is like, I looked up residual for Revelations, the book of Revelations. There's a whole website dedicated to it where you can still find that it's writing it, book of Revelations. I'll have to send that. I'll put that link in the chat or something. But I mean, there's so much residual. It's not even funny. I still see.
So what are they saying? There's only one revelation in there now?
Exactly.
No, like, or you could, I guess, consider it like it's the whole thing is one revelation from Jesus to John.
Hey, Meegs.
How about this? How about this? IMDb.
Wow.
What?
So people are saying Psalm was Psalms.
I remember that movie.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that one? Revelations?
Yeah, I do.
I wanted to ask y'all something real quick about Tutti Frutti, the song Tutti Frutti, because I was listening to this song earlier, and I know, like, I remember a wop babaloo bop, a lot bam boom or something like that. Now he says bop bop. I don't quite get that.
Oh, it was always a bomb for me because it was in the Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah.
Yes, who remembers the Brave Little
But
Toaster?
that could be just the nanotech for me. I don't know.
Anyway, let me just play it for you guys, see how it sounds, okay, real quick. Is that okay,
Yeah.
Becky?
Bam boom.
I just wanted to say I was back.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
All right, now
No.
at the
No.
he does
That's
say
wrong.
and he does say
Super wrong.
That's super wrong. Super duper
Yeah.
wrong. It should be a womp bam bam womp bam boom.
No.
No.
Very
no,
wrong.
no.
Fine, Brian.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you
All right,
guys?
yeah.
So it's totally wrong, guys? What
Oh
is it?
yeah. Super wrong.
Wow.
Wait, that sounds like oh, thank you. Thank you. I was listening to it earlier because we were just watching. It's funny you said that, Meegs. Me and my son and my daughter were watching The Little Toaster, the Brave Little Toaster.
Brave Little Toaster. I love that movie.
Nothing good was on the television.
Revelations. Yay.
You flip through the television, and as a parent, you have to filter out things. And I don't, like, there was one good show the entire time, and we turned it off after that because it got bad.
I know.
So we watched The Brave Little Toaster, and that made their day.
That's such a classic. But yeah, it's sitting in my memory. It's like,
No, it
Yeah.
It was
Like that.
Bop bop.
Oh, wow. What is this, Becky, you shared?
That is where, and I don't have it, like usually I'll circle it, but when I looked up Revelations, it said seen and heard. What made you want to look up Revelations? It was so creepy weird.
Oh,
What?
weird. Oh,
That's
you know
Yeah.
what happened to me where I was reading about Cinemax, which is aborted fetal tissue in our food. Yes, indeed. Look it up. On your phone, it'll ask you your location.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
When I type that in, Cinemax,
Right?
see where
I
you
got that
are.
with
And
weird
yeah.
stuff, and it's so creepy.
Yep.
It'll be like,
Yep.
can we get your location? I'm
Yeah,
like,
and that was the
no.
dictionary, like the Webster, Merriam-Webster, whatnot. I was like looking.
The
So
dictionary asked you why you were looking up.
yeah, he put the picture up just a second ago. Like,
Why are you looking up this, and where did you hear
yes,
about it? Like,
yes,
what?
yes. He
So
just shared it. It
weird.
was like, yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like seen and heard. There it is. It's right at the top.
Where you read or heard it. What?
What?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, what made you want to look up Revelations? Please tell us where you read or heard it, including the quote, if possible. What?
Rat out your friends!
Wow. Yeah. Who's the person who told you about this?
Please
and
tell
told
me
you
the
their
book of
address?
Revelation.
It used to be Miriam with an Mirian. I found so much residuals about it. But a lot of people remember it always being. No.
Oh my God. Genesis.
That is
Genesis
bizarre.
changed.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, look at this. I just found it changing spelling. Is that a new one, or is that me being stupid? Look at that. Oh my God.
You know, I have two other ones that came out really weird, but the creepiest one came out. It like gave me an answer, and it goes, "How about that answer? Does that satisfy you?" And I was like, "What?" And I screenshotted that as well. I'm like, no, maybe it doesn't. You know.
Oh, you talking about the one with the purple and stuff on it?
What?
Hang on.
The one I did.
Okay.
That one? Book of Revelations?
Look at the spelling. Look at the spelling.
If he hurts me, I'm gonna punch you.
All right, hold on.
Sorry. My husband has one of those like red lights, and it's on me with my friend's cat.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
Hang on. What do you guys think about this one?
I'm gonna punch you. I swear to goodness.
That one? That one you talking
Wow.
about?
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Whoa, that's insane. That is hardcore residual. That's amazing.
It was hardcore
wow.
too. It was even
Yeah.
in hard cover, so hardcore in hard cover.
Hardcover residual. Rated G though.
Rated G. Forgot.
Rated M for Mandela Effect. ME. Rated ME.
Rated ME.
I was taking a drink right when you said that. I was trying not to. Oh
I'm
God.
trying my best to keep up with everything here. And Harold and Teresa, you both have done a wonderful job tonight sharing the residues and stuff. It's amazing. I mean,
I'm so enthralled by all this residue. I mean, this is incredible stuff, guys. This is profound. I mean, all these conversations are profound. This is incredible. I'm still just blown away that this is all even happening. I was thinking today in the car, like, there's barely even time to just slow down and kind of like savor that this is actually even happening. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I can feel like
that's why I had to go camping, Meegs.
Yeah.
Like
I
month
love
or so
camping.
ago. I had to go. I took my dog Poppy, and I had to go unplug. I went up to the top of a mountain, and I spent the night up there because I really had to like unplug and just absorb everything because I had been living like 24/7 in all of this for months, and yeah. and it was awesome.
It's like being on the Autobahn. You're going like a billion miles an hour, you know? And
All
like,
the time.
You gotta
Yeah.
pull over the car.
Yeah.
And just,
I mean, most nights I'm up till 3 or 4 in the morning. I mean, sometimes I'm up until 5, and I'm like, oh my God, it's 5. I have to get into my bed before the sun comes up.
right.
And it's doing research. It's not like I'm sitting here watching TV. I'm doing research the whole time, you know?
Right.
So
Exactly. I mean, it's like, oof, you just gotta unplug your brain. You know, unplug your left brain, unplug your right brain.
I know.
Unplug your brain.
I think it's good for us
to force myself every so often to get away. Yeah.
Well, I do this. I mean, I was doing the same thing. I'm trying to like get everything over to that one channel and research the double moon image like intensely. I mean, like both sides. Like I come across something called ghost moons, moon dogs, and mirage.
Wow.
You know, and so I'm researching all of it, and then I find that the Earth used to have double moon, like 2 moons. I'm going, what? So wait, so I'm getting all that together, and
I've found out some interesting stuff to share with you too, Becky.
Cool. We'll have to touch
I got
base
some
in a little bit.
I've got some new research to share with you.
Cool. All right.
Reno, I think Rena wanted to talk about Dream On. I'm not sure. Rena, did you want to talk about that song? Any new discoveries or anything you found on that song? Is it Mead? Rena, you there?
She's on mute right now.
She had to unplug for a second, like we were talking about.
She took my advice in the moment right then.
She's off to go camping now. Well, that sounds like, I bet you guys had so much fun. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We went back like 2 weeks later with my husband and our other dog, and it was great. Yeah, it was really great.
Do you camp by yourself?
Hey, sorry guys.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like I would love that.
Yeah,
I wish I could.
It was amazing. I'm gonna go again probably in, I don't know, maybe a week and a half or so. I'm gonna go again by myself. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go? Well, like close to.
Yeah,
we're in the same area, so.
Oh, I'll tell you in the chat. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want any creepers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some major Mandela haters. That's why, like, I've been wanting to organize some kind of conference. Like, I know there was one that happened in Texas, but like, I'm just thinking like there would be so many people if we announced it in the public. There'd be so many people with like flaming torches and like, you know, tridents and like trying to kill us. Like, but for real though.
I know.
We've been talking about gang stalking too. I'm just like, oh my God, who knows? But I mean, like I feel like praying is we can do for protection, and you know that really does work. But yeah, I've been wanting to have like some kind of meetup for a long time, but it's just like I'm like anything public would be so risky, you know? Like,
yeah,
I know. I think about that too, and then I'm like, I don't know, maybe not.
So can someone catch me up on the chat earlier? Like, did Lupo come on? And then I heard Uni for a little bit, and I talked for a second. But I lost all connection. Like I had no anything. So I couldn't like listen to anything. And I just went and ate, and, you know, we did a birthday celebration for my friend's sister, and, you know, and so I was like, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't make a call or anything. So.
Oh wow. That's like being cut off and.
Yeah, because I was in the middle of we were in like the middle of like talking, and then all of a sudden it cut off, so it kind of hurt my feelings. I'm like, no.
Aww.
But it's cool.
Well, it's good to have you back. I mean, great having you back, Shammy.
Thanks.
I see Like 92 made it in as well. Hi. Yeah. I want to say hi to Shimmy and Like 92.
Does anyone know Dream On? Who wants to sing Dream On? I'll just put it out there.
I would do it at the like closing
Oh, wait.
karaoke. That's a really fun song. But actually, I can't. You know what?
Led
Actually, I think
Zeppelin?
I'm gonna have to get off.
Led Zeppelin, right?
I'm not.
Dream On.
Oh, Aerosmith.
Well,
Oh, Aerosmith.
Rena said there's an Emmy with that song. People in the chat wanted me to talk about it. I think Rena mentioned it as well.
Dream On.
It's the part that goes sing with me, sing for the. Is it sing for the year or sing for the years? Sing
That's
for the
not-
laughter, sing for the tears. Which one is it?
That's
I'll sing for the years. for
yeah, the
sure.
years.
Yeah,
Years.
she said they took the S off of years and tears, and now it's sing for the year and sing for the tear. Really weird.
Oh, weird.
That is not Aerosmith though.
That's who is it? If it's not Aerosmith,
That's why I was
that's the
saying
question.
Zeppelin. It's Zeppelin, right?
By the way, we have Fernando that joined for the very end. Hey, what's up, Fernando? What's up,
Who is
little buddy?
it? Who is it? Now I feel like weird. I'll ask my husband. I'll go off for a second.
Aerosmith, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes.
It's definitely Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Like,
Dream On. And this song, to me, this song sounds a lot like The Rapture.
yeah,
The
for
Lord will take you away.
sure.
Here we go. I gotta find one for karaoke though. Let's just see what he says. Where is it? I don't want to get copyright. No. I could have
That is
sworn.
not Aerosmith.
No, this song was on. It was in the movie. Who remembers Forrest Gump? Wasn't it on there?
Yeah, but if it was Forrest Gump, it wouldn't be Aerosmith,
During.
right? Because Aerosmith was mostly in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure that that is.
I'll find out.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's not.
It's okay. It's okay. So,
Sorry,
does anyone know this song? They want to sing it, or do you, which?
like if you put the music to it, I can sing it, but like I can't do it off of like just listening to it.
How about I just called to say I love you? Who wants to sing that?
My gosh.
That brings back memories.
I wish I could, guys. I'm actually like at someone else's. I should probably actually go to bed because you can probably hear me.
Thank you.
Wait.
I'm actually get off now so I don't like wake them up. But I'm gonna be listening to you guys still. Anyway, thank you for having me on, Brian.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Okay.
You gotta sing it for us.
You got to sing something. Just sing something small, something short.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
I'll just lovely voice.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go up the stairs and go outside so I can be louder.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try this. Okay. I'm at someone else's house right now. Hold on. Oh crap! I hope the alarm's gonna whisper with you. Okay, going out the door. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm outside.
Yay, back on.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is awake right now outside. Okay, so what are we gonna sing? Oh, can you guys, am I still getting internet? Can you still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you pick the song since you're doing it. Which song do you want to sing? Just something short. Just a chorus.
Oh my gosh. I still want to sing Delta Dawn, actually, because we were going to do that last time. And I was singing that today. the version by Helen Reddy. I was like blasting that today. It was amazing.
Okay.
Do you guys know Delta Dawn? But we can sing another one if you want.
This isn't Tanya Tucker. Is it?
Type in Helen Reddy, HELENREDDY.
Okay.
Helen Reddy.
Helen Reddy, Delta Dawn lyric video.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna wake up all the
Karaoke
neighbors.
version.
I'll try to contain myself.
Sing it.
I'm,
Sing it.
I'm out here in the suburb full of
I think
duplexes.
I found one that's really good.
I'm sitting outside and
Your
I
name
was
is
trying to.
Can you hear the cricket? They're making sounds with their wings, not with their legs.
Oh.
'Cause that's the Mandela effect.
I know, it was with their legs.
I know, that's so weird.
I just saw a cricket today.
I didn't know
with
that.
a big.
Hold on.
It's not. It's with their wings.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, no, I know it's with their legs. I didn't know ME had happened about that. Oh, wow. Wow.
Because they rub them behind their.
Oh my gosh.
Back.
I can't bet like I want to. Yeah, but I'll try to sing. Okay, can you start it over one more time?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry,
No problem. I've never heard this song in my life, but it sounds.
Oh, it's so good.
Turns out Delta Dawn.
I love this song so much. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today? You to his mansion in the sky high. She's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby. Folks round Browns will say she's crazy. 'Cause she walked downtown with her suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man. In her younger days, they called her Delta Dawn. Woman you ever laid eyes on. And a man of low degree stood by her side, promised her that he'd take her for his bride. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he wasn't meeting you here today? You to his mansion in the sky high. Oh my gosh, I'm so loud right now in the suburbs. I can't. I'm waking everybody up. Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he wasn't meeting you here today? You to his mansion in the sky high. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? I hear you say he wasn't meeting you here today. Take you to his mansion in the sky. Look at the jitters. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he wasn't meeting you here today? To his mansion in the sky. I'm dorking out major, guys. Major dork out.
Dude, fine. Yeah.
From days gone by. And did I hear you say he wasn't meeting you here today? To take you to his mansion in the sky.
Nice.
Dale the dog.
Good job, Meegs. Yay. Good job.
Okay, nobody sung with me. I'm so sad. But if you guys don't know that song, you should learn it because it's so good, especially by Helen Reddy.
I've got to leave. I'm sorry, I was only here for a little bit.
It's all
But
right.
my friends,
Good to see you, Sham.
my friends are over here, and we're celebrating her birthday. So we will talk again. Yeah, you did good.
Oh, thanks.
Really?
Thanks, guys.
Mary,
I just love that song so much. It just touches my soul. I used to listen to that as a little girl. Well, I was excited that you wanted to sing it though, Teresa.
Oh yeah, Teresa.
Oh, she got. Anyway, let's have another one. Let's sing.
You know that?
All right,
He just gave you a beautiful voice.
They certainly did, Meegs. That was great.
Yeah.
Not at all. I was so shaky. Karaoke's fun though.
Goosebumps. Hey, Meegs, you gave me goosebumps.
Oh no way!
You did
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got goosebumps. Your voice is so beautiful.
Oh my goodness! No, it's not. It's just fun to sing. Thank you though, guys.
Oh.
I want to hear you. Wait a minute. Can we just stop and just think about how amazing it was to hear Brian sing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight"?
Right.
Oh God.
All right. Who wants to hear me tackle "What a Wonderful World"? Who wants to hear me sing that?
I listened to that again today, Brian. I was like,
guys.
You were hitting those high notes. That was incredible.
All right, do it,
I
Brian.
believe this song may have changed. It could be the Mandela. I'm not sure, but I'll sing it anyway. On the karaoke version.
You can practice. Just don't fall on your butt. She's on a
Good
skateboard.
advice. Good advice, Sham. Good advice to everyone.
She's.
I gotta find one better than that because the words are at the very bottom. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
19. This goes back to 1968.
Some water.
Break a leg, right?
Now, get up.
No, don't break your leg. Drink some water.
Okay. Everybody loves to hear me sing, right?
All right, go sing.
Meegs.
Then I'm out.
All right, here we go. Who wants to sing it with me? Anyone? Okay. Share the screen. Okay.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white.
Madness is sky.
The dark synchronized.
And the dark at
I
night.
think to myself,
Somebody sing with me.
What a wonderful world.
So pretty in the sky. From the faces
of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do?
Seen this residual yet?
You really say I love you. I hear baby cry.
Baby.
I watch you grow.
They'll
Never know that I'll ever know.
And I
think
to myself,
what a wonderful world.
yes,
Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
wonderful world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so awesome. That was awesome. That was so funny.
Yes, Teresa.
Oh my gosh.
Look, can I say something funny?
Yeah.
The wrong way.
Okay.
Ready? It's gonna come out funny.
Okay.
I mean, you
Ready?
spent
Yeah.
hours talking about Louis Armstrong now or something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Or was
What?
You sound like Kermit the Frog.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, who?
Oh, whoa. Imagine. Who knows John Lennon? Imagine.
I do.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys want to see what I'm looking at right now?
Who wants to sing
No,
Imagine?
I'm not doing
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Well, I do want to imagine that there's a heaven, so I'll be an audience.
I'm gonna. Since we're playing the name game here, I'm gonna pick on Becky. Becky, do you want to tackle this one, or do you want to pick one?
I'm trying to think of something, but you got me like right when I was doing a little oral mouth rinse, so I could warm it up.
Oh, you can't see them. Oh, they're riding skateboards on their belly. If you could see it.
Oh,
skateboards on their
okay.
belly.
I have a request.
You want to know something weird though about that song?
What?
The one I just sang. What a Wonderful World. I for some reason I remember I see trees of green and skies of blue.
Yeah,
Clouds
that's what
of white
it
and
is.
red roses too. No, it's actually like split up. I
Loyalty.
see trees of green, skies of blue, clouds of white, red roses too. Anyone else remember that?
Sounds about right for me.
Yeah. What about it?
I want to do You're So Vain.
All right, I've got to peace out, guys. I've got to like.
No problem.
Friends
Yeah.
so.
You gotta.
Y'all should do like a duet and maybe or something like that. I'm trying to think of the duet. You know, like don't go breaking my heart. You know.
Eventually,
yeah,
I want to
that's
sing.
That's awesome.
Let's sing "Where Is My Mind" by.
That'd be awesome. Oh, that'd be a good one.
Right.
Yeah, I see your text. What's up, Teresa?
What else? What else? I'm trying to think. Let me think.
You guys, I hate to do this. Really should probably pee. I seriously think I'm waking up the neighbors out here. I don't want to push my luck.
Oh, have fun.
But anyway, thanks for having me on. Awesome, and I hope to.
Thanks for having me too.
To be on in the future.
I almost wonder if I would do better, like not live versus, you know, it's like when you shoot pool. No, seriously, like when I'm practicing, I can always do good. Or if I'm not, no, you know what I mean? So, but when you try, I don't know. It's all right. It's all good.
It's like impromptu, you know.
I know.
On the fly. I took.
It's all good.
Back cartwheel. Karaoke is only fun to watch people mess up anyway.
No, I think I'm backward. I do think I'm backwards like that with a lot of things. I'm just saying, like, it's always like that. But it's all good.
I'll see
yeah,
you
it's all good, you guys. It's all good, you guys.
Okay. Bye, Sham.
Bye,
Sham.
No, it's cool.
Bye, Meegs.
All right.
Bye, Shammy.
Bye.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna talk to you guys. I love you all. And have a wonderful Mandela Effect night, as Brian would say. Brian, I play games, and I have my coworkers saying that now.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
I borrowed it from the Spanish because they like to combine the last letter of the word with the beginning of the next word.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like Del,
Cool.
like Del Taco. I
Is
remember
Teresa?
Del Taco.
Oh.
Of the.
Anyway,
Anyway,
okay,
guys.
I'm gonna shove off.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye,
Meegs.
Meegs.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Was Teresa singing one, or what we doing?
I think Teresa was going to sing one, and then Alice, did you want to sing one? I didn't even ask.
Oh God. Oh goodness, no. Trust me, no one wants that to happen. No one wants me to sing. No.
Oh, come on.
I sing like 2-line little songs in my videos because I'm weird, and that's the extent of my singing. No. I don't sing songs because I can't sing. And I know I can't sing. No, I am not going to karaoke and destroy your channel. You'll lose all your subscribers, and then what? And then what will people do on a Friday night?
No.
And what?
It's all right. There's no pressure. Huh?
Hey, it's all good.
Okay, Teresa, which one do you want to do? Which one? Which song calls out to you?
Simon,
You're so vain.
All right, I'm gonna mute. now.
one of my karaoke songs. Yep.
Okay, we'll do this last song, and then we'll call it a night. How about that, guys?
When you're starting it.
Harley Simon, right?
No, is it just gonna be the music or the words? Because I can do it with the singing as well.
I'm not sure if it's going to flag a copyright, so I'll do the karaoke version. Is that okay? Or that way you won't be able to see it, will you?
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I just hope I don't go fall behind or go too fast.
I'll tell you what. Do you want to just do the chorus then? Because I could play the chorus without it throwing a flag.
I'll start at the beginning.
Okay.
Go to the beginning. Just tell me when you're starting it.
Okay. Maybe it won't throw a flag on this one.
Hopefully not.
Hey.
Okay, you ready?
Knock it off.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe you're doing this, Teresa. Everybody put your hands together for Teresa, okay?
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Come on, Teresa, you can do it. Here we go.
It would be easier though if you had the one with the words so I can sing along with it.
Yeah, this is the one with the words. You ready? You gotta listen closely. I don't know if you can hear it.
He walked into the party, just like walking onto strategically, it was not one eye. Your scarlet was Africa, and one eye in the mirror, and you watched yourself love us. And all the girls they'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and
Oh, so late.
Oh, wow. I know I've heard this song before.
When I was still quite naive, I said that we made such a pretty pair, and that you would never, but you gave away your dreams of love. One of them was me. I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee clouds.
Yeah. That's a guitar solo.
How's that?
I was trying to help with the chorus a little.
Is that all there is? Oh, wait. Clouds in my coffee, you good?
Yeah, it was kind of going slow, and I was trying to go too fast. Was it okay?
That's great. Yeah. Definitely great. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It kept like pausing, like
No, that's all right.
like there was a delay.
Yeah.
I got ahead. How did it sound?
It sounded pretty good. Sounded really
Oh,
good.
thank you. Anybody else here listening, or is it just you and me?
No, I think Alice is muted, and I was like toggling back and forth between mute because I want it to be like singing the clouds of my coffee, part.
I wanted to give one last mentioning here of Jay Thomas passed away.
Oh.
Yes, and I meant to do a video about it last night. We were watching the Mr. Holland's Opus last night in memory of him. He was the gym teacher.
That's right.
He passed away, I think, what was it, cancer? I think he had cancer, and
Oh my God.
and Mr. Holland, his wife, not in the movie, but in real life, she passed away too. And it was right after, hang on. I have to mention this because I didn't do a video on it. He died at 69 years old, born July 12th, 1948, died August 24th, 2017. So, God, please have mercy on him. Rest in peace, Jay Thomas. Okay. And gosh, I gotta try to keep up with these celebrity deaths, folks. That way we have residue. Guys, let me know.
Yeah.
We can keep tabs on these things. I want to catch another Mandela red-handed, don't you all?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah, I think it's been a great night, you guys. I said our week. I felt like our week has been sort of cut short from the eclipse a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Absolutely.
Like days are going so fast. I mean,
well, that too, but yeah, we had a big chunk of our week cut
Mhm.
out by the eclipse. You know, it just cut a big chunk out of the middle there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we got to meet together and talk about these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, that's it, you guys. We're gonna call it a night. It was very fun.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next time. Catch you on the flip side, okay?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Hope things are on the up and up for you all, okay? And God bless and have a great night.
Bye.